So, the reason why Chris is here, right? Not a long story. So, shout out to my homegirl Ebony, right? She had wrote a kind of like an audio drama episodic thing, right?
Cool.
And then she was looking for characters. I was like, oh shit, I want to get into the acting thing. You know, I'm trying to, because acting is going to help me with my comedy. So I'm like, all right, let me try my hand at acting. I was like, yo, let me get a role. She was like, I bet. And then, she's like, matter of fact, I got the perfect role for you. So I aptly played this fuckboy nigga. His name is Old Boy.
If the shoe fits.
So I mean, I'm not a fuckboy, right? But I guess that's my perceived persona, right?
I had to method act a little bit.
Hey, good segue.
A little bit.
I've been preparing for this role my whole life.
Finally get to. But so I read for the part, got the part, and then we did a table read. So we was going through the table read, but when we did the table read, she had one person playing two parts because some people were missing. Mm-hmm. So then she said she was looking for people, and then she said, yo, any actors or anybody that like voice acting? The first person that came to mind was Chris. So I was like, I don't know if Chris do a lot of voice acting or if he wants to get into voice acting, but let me throw my boy alive and see what he want to do with it. Mm-hmm. Put the bug in Chris' ear. I'm like, yo, my homegirl wrote this thing, XYZ. You want to do it if you're interested? He was like, yo, let me take a look at the script.
Yeah.
Send him the script, and then he was like, all right, I'll do it. So then I connected them two. They started talking, and then we did a table read maybe like end of January, end of February, something like that. Mm-hmm. Chris came on. He did his part, and then I don't think we had a table read since. Like, we just been, she's been trying to get shit together with like the studio and stuff like that.
Okay.
So then, maybe like 3 weeks ago, she said, "Oh, Chris is, gonna do this shit, and we gonna record here XYZ." Now I didn't know that Chris was coming in town to do this shit. I thought he was just gonna,
that's what I thought.
Email his vocals over.
He said, "Me too, dog." I thought I was gonna be home.
Chris hit me up like 2 weeks ago. Was like, "Yo, I'm gonna be in town." I was like, "Oh, what?" And then he said he wanted to do a pod. I was like, "All right, cool." And then I'm guessing he's here for that, so he's gonna record the shit live in person. So that's dope for Chris to take time out of schedule to fly here and shit on his own dime. I'm guessing, and to do the shit in person. Yeah. I mean, it's dope because it's just the opportunity because I'm not gonna speak for Chris, but just to give like a young writer like a chance, and then I just put her on with this dude. Like, she didn't know from a can of paint. I was like, yo, ran down his resume. This is what he do. Showed him some clips. She was like, Then he read for the shit, got it. So he's here. And then, like I said, 2 weeks ago, hit me up like, yo, I'm going to be in town, want to do a pod. Now, originally, he said he wanted to come on Sunday. Right? Mm-hmm. And I was like, all right, cool. That works. Two birds, one stone, getting in and out. We record a pod. And he was like, oh, no, I can't. Let's do Friday. I was like, fuck. I was like,
well, I appreciate y'all making time for your boy.
Yeah, so now we here. And then I've been getting like a lot of requests to do shit. So shout out my boy Ja from Soul Food Sundays. Mm-hmm. His birthday's today. He having like this whole album release fashion show thing for his birthday. And he was like, yo, if you want to come through, like, he invited me on like Wednesday. It's Friday. So I didn't plan on going just because I be tired. I don't want to do shit after work.
Facts.
So then, Chris want to do the pod on Friday. The party's on Friday. So I'm like, okay, fuck. I'm going to do this. I'm going to make it work. I'm going to just get drunk. And then, we're going to do it. So then, now Chris is here, and we're going to record on Saturday, and then I guess Chris flies out Sunday, that's the...
Monday.
Monday. Oh, well, whatever. Yeah. So, so Chris is here to do the recording that we're going to do tomorrow, and then, he flies out whenever, and then, yeah. That's why Chris is here.
Yeah. Cool. So, I mean...
The more you know.
Yeah.
Be this close, man. I've been, putting it out there, man. Words of affirmation. I was like, I got to get back to the dojo, so, like, hey, let's make it happen while I'm here.
Word.
It's a lot of shit to catch up on, I guess.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. I guess closer to like the release date of the thing, I'll give more information.
Talk more about it. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. But I'm not gonna give away Chris's character just yet.
Yeah.
Me and Chris got a couple scenes.
Oh shit.
Pause if necessary. I don't know.
But no, that's probably definitely. Sorry, definitely. You gonna get into some? What was that clip recently? Some Cam and Mace.
Oh yeah.
Pause. He said you added extra D on there.
That's funny. I just watched that shit.
Nah, they're funny. They're funny dudes, man.
Yeah.
Like, you can tell they were childhood friends.
Yeah.
Them motherfuckers is funny.
Sucks that they was beefing for however long.
Yeah, it's good to see them back together though.
Yeah.
Like I be my friend asked. He was in this Remember Mine thing for VH1 called Tales.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but all he could play is a hood nigga because it was I think it was VH1. I don't know what.
It was something different.
It
wasn't BET Tales. It was something on VH1.
Yeah, VH1
like
something. Tales of something. It's like a rip.
Oh, got you.
It's kind of like the same premise, but it's like it's different.
Yeah, but he plays a obviously a drug dealer.
Okay,
a black man.
Obvious.
Because,
why is that obvious?
Because that's the only role he could get. Because I remember him telling me that he always wanted to act.
Okay.
Yeah, because I always remember him telling me that he always wanted to act. This was like before my daughter was born. This was like 8-9 years ago. But he was afraid of being typecast.
Right.
But now he's just owning it, and he actually did it, and he got a fucking role. I was like, oh shit, proud of you.
Yeah,
like proud of you. That's what's up.
Gotta start somewhere, right?
Yeah.
It's funny because the stereotype behind that is, you don't want to be typecast.
Yeah.
Every actor you know is typecast.
Yeah.
If you think about it, for example,
Viola Davis.
Take Viola Davis's
Strong
last
black woman.
Very very mean.
4 or 5 roles. Just because she's playing different people, but it's in that area. Typecasting keeps you working.
Yeah.
The plus, the thing what you don't want to do is, lock in a specific kind of look. You know what I'm saying? And the hard part about breaking out of it is
nigga's name. What's that nigga that plays Hector in every movie?
Hector.
Oh, Noel Jimmy. You talking about the guy from Fast and Furious?
Yes.
Noel.
Isn't his name actually Hector?
No.
His name's Noel.
You know
The Spanish dude though. I know. I know. The fucking thing is I know exactly who you're talking about.
Exactly right. In every movie, he's playing Spanish dude.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
But look, it works for him because he does it well, and it works for him, and he keeps that, and it's like that's the whole.
Because he's in every fucking.
That's the whole vibe. But not every. See, that's the thing is like you have character actors per se to apply a loose term to it, and then you have actors who play different types of characters. So to give you a difference, Cliff Curtis is probably, in my opinion, one of our greatest character actors. And that's the guy that plays literally, he's in the Guinness Book of Records for playing the most ethnicities outside of his own until Fear the Walking Dead came. He's the guy from Training Day. You've got the right to be bitch slapped for dogging in my home. That's why I don't shake his hand.
He plays everything.
He was in Last Airbender. He's a dad, remember?
What else was he in? He was in this movie. No, he was in
so much shit
show that got canceled. Fuck, I fucking loved it.
He's in Fear the Walking Dead.
He plays Mexicans. He plays Indians.
He plays.
I think I know you're talking about too now.
He plays Samoans.
Everything.
What is he?
He's
I don't know
he's
what
from
he
New
is.
Zealand, and the reason why I found
He's
that
from
out.
New Zealand?
And the reason why I found
Is he
that out.
Samoan?
He looks like that.
Huh?
No,
Is he a Samoan?
No, he's
No.
like from
He's from New Zealand.
but Pacific Islander
Right.
type. But
the reason why I know
She's
that is
like everything,
because
though.
he talked about that on one of the behind the scenes clips I was looking at. They brought that up.
Yeah.
And he said that's part of his deal for, loosely he was saying that's part of his deal for taking Fear the Walking Dead was I have to finally play me. Like I have to be my ethnicity.
I have
And
to
they're
be-
like,
What is it?
and they asked him.
I don't even know what it is.
When they asked him where he's from, he's like, I'm from New Zealand. So I don't know ethnically, like I guess Pacific Islander, I guess.
I don't know exactly because it's
Yeah.
similar. Not everyone who's Pacific Islander is Samoan.
Right.
There's specific, but they're similar.
Yeah.
Right. But it's not the same.
Right.
Yeah.
But he's
Yeah,
from
so it's
he
like-
claims New Zealand.
Yeah,
That's
like
where he's from.
Boba Fett dude, homeboy.
Yeah, I know
I
that
forgot
as
his name, but
Yeah.
I don't think he's Samoan. Samoan, but
You don't think so?
I don't think he's Samoan. I could be wrong about that, but he is a Pacific Islander.
Right.
I believe.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
But I don't know if he's Samoan.
Right.
There's more than just like
it's
Maori or some other shit. I think so. It's not just Samoan,
Right.
but
Right.
they
And it's
close.
But you have those characters who like they get lost in their characters. So like even Johnny Depp, like obviously even with the makeup and shit, like it's still he goes in and plays those characters. Then you have people like Denzel, Will, Viola who play the same type of role. And it's when you get to that level of being a superstar, no matter what you do, it's gonna be you're gonna go see that new Denzel movie, you're gonna go see that new Will movie. But when you're starting out, the scare is I don't want to be typecast because that's all they're going to see me as. Well, that's going to keep you working, and then you can change up
Yeah.
whatever it is you're doing.
I think the fear, or maybe the truth is like some people they never get the chance to change up though, and I think that's where the
Well,
the
nowadays
fear
it's
comes.
easier. Back then it was hard. Like
Yeah.
Danny Trejo it's Danny
Yeah.
Trejo.
Trejo.
There's not too much you can do.
Yeah,
Like you're
I
not
think-
going to see him in a romantic comedy. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like as the lead. You know.
I
it's
think
just
for
not
some
what it is.
people it works,
Mhm.
and I guess maybe not for everybody. Isn't that they don't
Right.
it don't work the same way.
Right.
It's not a good thing. Like the Hector guy, that might work for him.
Right.
He's like, hey, fine, I'm gonna be Hector no matter what.
Right.
But I'm always gonna have a fucking job.
Right.
Danny Trejo is always just gonna be the angry, maybe not necessarily angry, but
Yeah.
the tough looking Mexican guy.
Right.
and I might work for him. It's like, hey, I got money, my kids is fed. Fuck it.
Right. And that's the thing about, like, you know, you have some actors, like me personally, I like to do different shit. Like even with this, even with the voiceover gig, it was like, all right, cool. You know, so the next role that comes up that's like this voiceover gig, I'm probably gonna pass on it because it's like I don't want to do that back to back. You know what I'm saying? So I want to. If you look at my last couple of roles, like, you know, the most recent thing that I have coming out, co-starred. I just did one episode, but I'm on an Apple TV show that's coming up. It's untitled still, but it's about a bunch of like kids, and I took it because it's like I finally get to play a damn dad on a major show. And I, you know, my daughter's 12, and I've not played a dad on like a major show or whatever. I did, you know, that Christmas Karen movie that came out, you know, a smaller budgeted movie, but I took it because it was like, I get to play a dad, and it's like a little Christmas comedy or whatever. You know, I'm about that now. It's like, okay, let me play the dad, the fun dad. Let me play the dad who's lost somebody. Let me play whatever, you know. And then because I can always go back to the thug shit. It's like, oh, okay, I'll take my shirt off. I got tattoos. Great. You know, I'll play that. You know, or I'm black. I can play the thug. You know what I mean? It's so easy for us to go back to that. But, you know, for us in particular, we have to be very, very careful on what we take because they will try to make you a Hector every day if you're Spanish time. Or like for us, you know,
you was just Tyrone. A drug dealer.
Yeah.
Drug dealer number 7. Yeah. Every time.
And you know what's crazy? You know what's crazy? That's like the last time when you came here, we was talking about Minimum Sold. I haven't seen him in shit.
Still.
Since you've been here.
Yeah, he tried out for, I forgot, we had talked about that. I can't remember this now off the top of my head. But he
Ahsoka.
Yeah.
He was going to play Ezra.
Yeah.
But he lost the part. He lost the part.
He, I guess, auditioned for it.
Threw his name out there.
Okay. Yeah.
Lost the part.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's...
What if he's just not good? Maybe
we don't know.
That's just better to him.
We don't know.
I don't know. I can't call that. Right?
I can't call either because I don't know the inside.
Because he was good enough to get it into the blockbuster Disney film.
But maybe he looks
big budget Disney film.
Maybe from all the people who tried out, he looks more like an Aladdin-esque person to what's.
What does that mean?
Well,
like he looks like the human adaptation of what we saw on screen in 1994.
He did. He really did.
Yeah, but like, what does that have to do with his ability to do other things?
No, I'm just saying it's not. It doesn't have anything to do with his ability. I'm just saying that maybe the parts he's going for, maybe it's just his luck that somebody better shows up. He's like, you know what? We're gonna go in a different direction. Listen, I don't know the inner workings of anything. I don't know if he's blackballed. I don't know if he. I don't know. I don't know nothing. Yeah. I'm just saying that maybe niggas just coming in ain't a little bit better, or maybe they fit the profile that they want a little bit better. I don't know.
Well, the way shit is now, I will say this: the industry is going through a flux with all these like fucking strikes that's coming up and all this other shit. But I will say this: this industry, 100%, man. And as I dive into it more and more, I'm finding out this industry is 100%, driven by ego and finance.
Mm-hmm.
If you say the wrong shit to the right person,
you're out of here.
You're done. Period. Unless you have enough money
to circumvent that.
So if you want a prime example of that, and you can call it white privilege, it's not white privilege. He successfully grouped in all the groups he needed to: white, LGBTQ, fucking all that. Look at Ezra Miller. He can't. I think he could literally go behet somebody on camera, and they still gonna release that Flash movie. They still gonna release it.
Just was talking about this. Like, how the fuck did this motherfucker still got work?
So here's what. But all right. So that one, I don't want to say you're wrong because I agree with you. I do think that is a particular set of circumstances that are kind of happening. Whereas we don't know if he's still getting work. Because I haven't heard anything new announced for him. They just haven't said that they fired him yet. But I don't think they want to say that they fired him yet. If they did, because they might not have, because we just saw what happened with Shazam. It's like, I mean, first off, the first movie was all right. But then people was like, all right, it don't mean nothing. Well, we're going to watch it. We're not going to waste your time.
Thanks, Dwayne.
Thank you. So
we go dive into that.
So it might be a function of they don't want to say anything until the film comes out.
Right.
And the film has to come out. It's because they got to try to recoup some of this money. They're grasping at the death throes of a fucking franchise. Like, it's like, I think they definitely need, out of all the movies, I think they need the Flash movie to come out because that's the one, the last hurrah, because this is the one that will roll into what they're doing next because it's going to reboot the whole universe.
Well, let me ask you a question. So, and I would agree with you on that.
Yeah.
But the fact that they scrapped the whole Batwoman movie and paid all that money for that shit, it's like, you can't complain about not having money when you literally pissed away $200 million.
Well, but then they scrapped that for the money. Like, because as far as I'm aware, because
they got a refund.
Tax write-off.
Well, no, insurance.
Yes, it's a tax write-off.
That and insurance claim. You can't do an insurance claim on it.
Movie studios have a certain, I don't know all the particulars, but I feel like they have like a certain allotment of they can just write away certain things. So by not releasing the film, they can just be like, oh, it's a wash, and then they can get that money back.
Nonprofit.
Yeah. So it's not even a function of whether or not that movie was good or bad. It's just like, okay, if we don't release this, we can get some money back. And Discovery is like, we trying to pinch pennies wherever the fuck we can pinch pennies at.
Are they?
Yeah, they was dropping everything because again, I don't know if they're gonna. I mean, I think I forgot I was watching a video somewhere, and they were saying that it might be because they might be trying to sell it again.
Right.
So they're trying to make it look
WB again. Jesus Christ, that's like what 3 different hands then. If they do that,
at least 2.
That's like AT&T.
Because AT&T had it, and then
Discovery got it. They do it again. That's 3 different hands.
But that's not Warner Bros. That's Discovery.
I know, but it's like Warner Bros. Has traded 3 different hands.
Not
like
their fault. They didn't want it.
Like,
right.
They want to stay where they at, but it's like, nah, we don't want you. Get the fuck out of here.
It just. I guess to me, it's a certain point of you're justifying.
Yeah.
It's one thing if he was a cast member.
Yeah.
It's the lead of your film.
Yeah. But
it's the title role of your film.
Yeah.
And the shit that he was doing was absolutely reckless.
Yeah, but to your point, I do not feel like he faced any real consequences for any of the crazy shit that he was doing.
That's what I'm saying.
Like, yeah.
Just
so like,
counseling.
he's just like, he was
Counseling.
like, oh, he's kidnapping girls and drugs and throwing chairs at people. And it's like, if he was black,
oh my God,
out of here.
if he was Gina Carano, nigga.
Listen, if you want you want a prime example of that. Look at Ray Fisher. They did your boy.
He was just
dirty.
gay in the movie. and he was like, gone.
They did your boy dirt. Cyborg.
Yeah.
I'll say I mean, where he at?
Ray Fisher was gay in the movie?
No, he's just
No.
in the real life, I think.
For real?
Oh, yeah.
No, well,
I don't think it was because of that.
No, I think it was it was him speaking out about.
Talking about Josh
His
Whedon.
ex. His ex. Yeah, his ex. Which is funny because I think Gal Gadot said something about Joss Whedon,
No problem.
and Ben Affleck said something.
But they
about
white.
problems.
Well, no,
But they said it later on though.
after the fact.
Yeah,
But
after the fact.
But also the other. Well, Gal Gadot is in the middle. Ben Affleck is super established. He's been around for a long time.
Right.
So it'd be. I'm not gonna say you couldn't just get rid of Ben Affleck. You definitely could. A little bit more work. Gal Gadot. Again, success breeds defense. So like she was in Wonder Woman, successful movies. So like she may not be the world's biggest star, but there's something there they can rotate and monetize. Ray Fisher,
So basically,
he went
if
from
they need you,
yeah,
you
pretty
can do
much
what you want.
because he went from.
No
and I'm sure he
leverage.
might have done other things, but he went from like a stage actor, I believe,
Right.
and then Justice League was the first major
that
thing
blew
that
him
he
up.
was in.
Yeah.
As far as I'm aware, I could be wrong. I don't know all the particulars, but then it's like, all right, well, go back to stage acting, I guess.
Right.
Or nothing.
Right.
So he doesn't have, and then on top of that, he happens to be black. So then it's like you compile that together. It's like you're not even a big star. There's no power behind. There's no fan. There's no. If we get rid of you, no one's gonna cry for you really. Even though there are people on the internet who constantly has, hey, what about Ray Fisher? Yo, you shit on him, but it's not enough to like
Right.
push the needle anywhere so far at this moment.
Right.
Which is
Yeah.
unfortunate.
I just for me it's the particulars, and again I'm not gonna I don't know everybody, even though Hollywood's a small industry. I obviously don't know everybody, but the particulars of it, man, I've seen it and witnessed it firsthand. It's very ego driven. You say the wrong thing to somebody, even if you say the right thing, you know what I mean. It's is it costing us money? And if it's costing us money,
You gotta go.
I can't rock with you. You know what I mean? And that's why, honestly, that's why you're starting to see so many more smaller budgeted Hollywood films do what, like, and not to say that it was smaller budgeted by our standards is great, but in the grand scheme of like big movies, everything everywhere all at once, like by comparison, budget wise,
Yeah, small budget.
it's smaller, but the movie was dope.
Yeah.
Because people are like, you know what? If I'm gonna have to worry about eggshells and tiptoeing, I'm gonna work with people I know and I fuck with, and I'm gonna have a good time with. And then at the end of the day, people respect it. Cool. If not, they're basically making the films for themselves now, and people are starting to respond to them because the shits, you could tell it's much more fun. Like, I enjoyed that movie, even though by far, because the war season is all politics and bullshit. There's nobody who can look me in the face and be serious about saying that Jamie Lee Curtis deserved recognition for her role in that movie. Like, if you
Didn't
watch
see
the movie,
so I don't know. I can't say.
you got to watch the like. Did you see it though?
Yeah.
You really think she deserved an award for her movie over her co-star, the Asian chick? She was up too.
The daughter, right?
The daughter, yeah.
The daughter, because I think
The daughter.
From what I heard, the daughter was probably she
phenomenal.
killed it. I didn't watch it, but I heard she kind of killed it.
I gotta watch it again because I don't remember.
James-
Because I don't remember seeing the daughter in that many scenes. I know she was the antagonist,
Right.
but I don't remember seeing her in that many scenes where I felt like she blew me away more than
Right.
Jamie Lee Curtis. Like Jamie Lee Curtis was in like, the final scenes of the movie. She was in damn near the whole movie. Like she was.
Yeah, but
But I
her
don't know if
character,
that
her character, what? That's what
So
I'm
we're
saying.
talking about a performance versus
Just
screen time.
No,
stuff
just
like that.
performance.
No.
It should be-
Performance in
But
general.
I feel like
It should be-
performance and screen time.
They don't coincide to me.
Well,
Yeah.
they shouldn't, but I'm pretty sure they do. I want to say.
Well,
Because like I said, I didn't see the Asian daughter on screen that much to where I feel her performance overshadowed Jamie Lee Curtis's performance throughout the entire movie, where she was an integral part throughout the entire storyline.
Well, that's the thing. So I was going to say to piggyback onto that. To me, if your performance, because performance, I agree with you. Performance and screen time are not the same thing. They don't go hand in hand, in my opinion. However, if you can have one does trump the other. If your performance is good enough, you don't need that much screen time for be memorable. Case in point, look at Winston Duke. M'Baku wasn't that big in Black Panther, in the first Black Panther, but women, of course women, but people in general was like, I fucks with him. Like he did a good job, and he really wasn't.
Bald-headed demon.
Yeah, he wasn't in that much. So it's the same thing. Like even though, I think her name is Sarah, the Asian girl. I believe her name is Sarah. Even though she wasn't in Everything Everywhere All at Once, the stuff she was doing while she was on screen, phenomenal. Yeah. I think Jamie got it, honestly, because she's an older woman and it's been a while, but also
It's a makeup, right?
yeah, it's like, they called the makeup Oscar. Denzel got it. Denzel shouldn't have got the Oscar for Training Day.
You should have got it for like
Malcolm X.
Yeah.
There's plenty of other stuff.
And it's the same thing why people were upset that Angela Bassett didn't get it because she was supposed to get it for like Love Don't Cost a Thing or whatever.
What's love got to do with
What's love got to do with it?
She was in there with Nick Cannon.
Yeah.
She was in there.
It's a thin line between love and hate. Love and basketball.
Something with love and
Love Jones.
Yeah, I don't know what else.
Love Actually.
But I don't know what else she has to do to get anything. Like after like
Angela Bassett has had a phenomenal fucking career.
yeah.
And so that goes back to the thing I was saying earlier about typecasting but playing different characters. Like Angela's played different characters. She's played these certain type of women, but they all are different. You know what I mean? And I fully believe what she did. Because honestly, man, to me, if you could cut your character out and still tell the movie, to me, then it's not that important. I felt that way about Jamie's character. You could cut her out of that movie, and you still could have got the same movie
for the most part.
You can't cut the because.
No. It was certain scenes where she drove the story home, where it was like the back and forth between Michelle and Jamie Lee's character kind of propelled the movie at a certain point, and then, I don't want to spoil it for y'all,
right?
But once you get towards the end of the movie, you see where like the crux happens, where it's like, okay, this kind of made sense.
I get that, but the movie was really about the relationship, trying to build a relationship with
the mother and her daughter, right?
Michelle and her daughter. So even though Jamie was a part of building that, like I firmly believe you could cut like the new Black Panther. And look, I think Letitia is a great actress, but to me, it's like if you take her out of the movie, you still have a decent movie. Because I feel like Enoch, what's the
Enoch?
Yeah, I feel like him, Denai, and Angela drove that movie.
Oh yeah.
100%.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
They drove that movie 100%. If you X them out, you don't really have a movie. If you take Letitia out, it's kind of like, yeah, you need Black Panther in there, but you know what I mean? Like for me, I'm watching it, I'm just like,
I thought Denai was gonna be Black Panther, honestly. I thought they was gonna give us an okey doke.
That would have been
give an
dope.
okey doke.
That would have been dope. I mean, but the thing about it is they could have went so many directions with that. And then obviously the whole argument came up of don't recast T'Challa. I agree. You don't recast T'Challa. You recast Black Panther. Those are two totally different people. Yeah. It's just like Bruce Wayne is not Batman.
I disagree.
You know what I'm saying? Like somebody could be that.
Well, always recasting T'Challa, Black Panther, whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
I think they could have.
Yeah.
I'm not saying they had to, but I think they could have recast T'Challa. I understand why the people making the film wouldn't want to do that,
right?
Because it's an emotional thing for them and it's a difficult thing for them. So I don't fault them for it, but I personally feel like the character is bigger than the person because of what it has the potential to represent for young black children to see a black superhero on the screen. And they got Letitia to do it, so so that she can feel that. But I'm like, you could have recasted him and it not be disrespectful to Chadwick.
How would you have felt about Winston doing it though? Like, because he was battling him in the first one to do it.
No.
Fuck no.
Nah.
Why?
Because Winston Duke, he already established himself as the character as M'Baku. So him trying to, because it still feels like you're replacing Chadwick, and we all, be it the character or whatever the fuck, we still feel some sentiment towards Chadwick Boseman playing his character as T'Challa, right?
Mm-hmm.
And like I've been trying to explain to him, I feel like that, replacing him would have did a kind of a disservice to the fans, even though, it's a character we're replacing the character, not,
the person.
The person.
Right. Yeah.
But I feel like it would have been a disservice to actually, from how like the acclaim that the first movie got, and just to see this entire new character that has so much pressure on him to do a flawless job. Like, you not only have to exceed Chadwick, you have to do a flawless job in the second movie, to where it was like, okay, Chadwick's gone, we accept that. This is our new Black Panther, and I think that's unfair to put on any black actor or any actor period, where it's like, you got to come into this role and you got to flawless.
And the thing about it is,
no fuck ups.
I agree with that 100%, because when we talked about that amongst black actors, we were like, the way you have to not only fill Chadwick's shoes, but like you said, surpass them.
Yeah.
And the fact that he is a good actor. And it's like, think about it. He died suddenly. It wasn't like it was expected. Even though some of us kind of had a feeling or knew or whatever, but it was like, it was unexpected. And that pressure would have been on, even if Chadwick stepped away from the role, was like, I don't want to do it. Because think about, for example, look at the shit they gave Cavill. Constantly, as soon as he came in, you're not going to be better than Christopher Reeve. You're not going to be, every time somebody gets a Superman role, it's like Christopher Reeve is the standard. You're not going to be better than him. But look what he did with it.
8 Supermans.
But how many of them are good? That's the thing. If I sit there and say, name all the Supermans and how many of them were actually good?
Most of them except for Dean Cain?
Yeah.
But they do that with everybody. They did that with Michael Keaton.
That's what I'm saying.
Right.
We have 45 different Batman. We have 45 different Superman. Like, we replace people all the time. Like, Christopher Reeve got paralyzed. He was fucking.
But you're replacing the hero. See what I'm saying? You're replacing Batman. You're not replacing.
But I feel like the thing about Chadwick is that we seen him in more than Black Panther. Like, he was T'Challa for at least 3 movies.
Right.
So that's the guy that we knew as Black Panther.
Avengers.
So, and then we just gonna, after he passed, we just gonna up and just change the characters just on a dime. It's like,
well, no, I don't think but it's not on a dime. Though.
It's not. But we got to make a hard pivot, because we was writing this movie. We started writing this movie, and he was alive. Yep. We thought he was well. We thought he was gonna be here, and then I guess in the middle of writing, he just passed it. So now we got to make a hard left. How the fuck we gonna tell the story now? So now we got to probably scrap 85, 90%, the whole script maybe.
You wouldn't have to do that if you were casting him.
Yeah.
The hard pivot is the movie we got.
But then I feel like the movie would have did way worse.
I don't know if that's necessarily true.
I mean, we going to speculate. We don't know.
Yeah.
Sure.
I don't know if that's true. But
then it's like, who could have, like,
I don't know.
It's just so much speculation. Like, okay, if he was recasted, how would that have changed your outlook on the movie? And then if he was recasted, who was going to play that role of Chadwick of T'Challa?
Somebody black.
You can't
you gotta look
past that wide net, nigga.
Because
who's gonna play him?
Yeah, because you can't have Mike do it, because Mike was already Killmonger, so you can't have Michael B. Jordan do it, and
I would hate that.
And that would have been, nobody would like, because
as a human being, I would hate that.
Only other person,
I hate Michael B. Jordan.
Right. The only person you could have had do it was,
hey yo, y'all not going. All right, nah.
What happened now?
Because niggas have this constant thing about, I hate Michael B. Jordan.
I thought he would say that because you hate Michael B. Jordan.
Nah, they say the same shit with Kevin. Like, yo, I'm just critical and vocal about the shit I don't like from these niggas. And then it's like, why you hate Michael B. Michael B. Jordan's fucking T'Challa is the wildest shit in the world.
Oh no, that's crazy.
Yeah, I know. I agree with that.
I just think like
leave me alone.
No, it's fine.
So wait, so you didn't like it? Y'all didn't like T'Challa?
Well,
I mean, that's T'Challa. I mean, you wouldn't like him as.
Killmonger was fine.
I like Killmonger. I wouldn't want him to be T'Challa.
I'm just saying, if he wasn't Killmonger, and then he was a choice for him to replace Chadwick as T'Challa, I was fucking.
No. That's horrible. Well, I'm gonna say, let me just say horrible. That's not a good idea.
No,
I don't agree with that.
Shit, I don't. To be honest, if Chadwick didn't pass, I don't think he'd have been in the second movie. I think that was a hard time. It was like, hey, we got to have some star power, some remembrance from the first movie, and we gonna put Mike in there.
Hey man, stop hating on corny niggas, man. Stop.
Facts.
You know, we out here.
Word. We rule the world.
Yeah, we out here. Stop hating. Some of us can't be, fly.
Shut up.
Some of us can't be fuck boys. Some of us can't be corny.
Can't be over here with the locks and the beanie. You know what I'm saying? We can't be living life like that.
You need people like that.
It's the last time you want to see a bad guy like this.
Fingers, that's the bad guy.
no, I just think just not recasting T'Challa in general just took a hit to the fandom in general, and now seeing how Marvel's taking a dip right now, from what I'm seeing, it's like, oh my god, we done.
Oh my god,
right.
Like you talking about a fall off. Honestly, I ain't talking before. You talk about a fall off. This new phase is disappointing. Man.
It's not perfect.
It's not the best thing in the world, but
I'm not as down. I'm not as down on it as Bobby is, but I'm willing to give it just a little bit more time before I'm like, yo, what the fuck is going on? For real. But it just, I don't understand. I don't get what's I don't know how do you drop in quality that much, and I don't understand how that happened so quickly. And I think that might be what it was.
You seen how a Disney exec just left?
Yeah, one of their executive, Victoria,
just
Victoria.
I forgot her name,
but she's been executive producer on literally that last phase.
Yeah, since like 2000.
The first Iron Man.
13,
it's the first Iron Man.
Okay.
She's been executive producer on all the Marvel films in that last phase. And then she just pieced out.
Because maybe whatever they're doing, she's like, I can't rock with this.
Gotta be, man.
Bob Iger in here trying to stir shit up.
Well, he just got back.
Yeah,
so even with that, it's going to take, what, 3 years before we see the results of that? Because some stuff is probably already so far along in works.
Right.
Like, you can't just, it's like steering a cruise ship. It's not.
What do you think right now? So between the three of y'all, what do you think in this new phase? Which Marvel film is? Because the new phase started with Eternals. Was it Eternals? Was the new phase that started?
Well, no. Well, it depends. The newest new phase started with because it's 4. So 3 ended with the
Spider-Man?
Thanos and shit.
Was it Spider-Man?
Yeah.
I think Spider-Man might have started 4, or maybe Eternals, and then phase. Yeah, and if we're in phase 5 now, phase 5 started with this most recent Ant-Man. So we're technically in a brand new phase already. Okay. So 4 was kind of quick.
Well, so post Thanos, what Marvel film is holding them up right now? Which ones do you think is holding them up right now?
Far From Home.
If you gotta choose one, I would say Shang-Chi.
Shang-Chi was really good.
It was good.
I would say, but that's out of 4 movies so
something
far?
like that.
It's
a bunch of TV shows. So
that many misses is crazy. For
that's
Marvel,
what I'm saying.
from
Eternals was like, what the fuck? And I love the actors in there. The actors in there are dope. But I was like,
it's not the problem. It's just
what happened?
They're trying to do too much. So they're trying to introduce characters that no one knows and trying to build around that like in real time.
Right.
But that's not the problem.
Well, I mean, when we first started the shit, where it was like, all right, Hulk, Iron Man. Captain America, Thor.
People knew them.
Yeah. It was like they weren't in the limelight, but we know the name.
They weren't the marquee characters.
Yeah, they weren't.
They use the marquee characters, but it's just like, okay, for the casual, who the fuck are the Eternals?
I mean,
who the fuck is Shang-Chi? And then it's always the question like, where the fuck was y'all this whole time?
But the same thing can be said about Guardians of the Galaxy and Ant-Man.
Yeah.
Nobody give a fuck about Ant-Man. Nobody give a fuck about Guardians of the Galaxy. But
that's because it
made
was
us
new. But I'm talking about Marvel as we know it. You can't.
But that's part. That's my point. That's part of the issue.
You can introduce them niggas in other movies so we can get acclimated to them, and then you can introduce a movie. These niggas just sprung them on us.
The same thing with Ant-Man. They just sprung. It was just an Ant-Man movie and the same Guardians.
Yeah, but it's like. Like I said, Marvel was new, so them throwing a Ant-Man out there or Guardians out there was like, all right, we'll take a chance on some shit. If it don't work, it don't work. If it do, then we win. So win-win.
So that's
it's just like if we establish ourselves and then we have all these characters and now you know them, they're like A-list characters now. They're household names. But then you just try to do it again with some motherfuckers that we just don't know from. Like we never heard of these niggas. Like the casual never heard of these niggas.
Yeah, I mean it's the same thing with Guardians and Ant-Man, but like the difference is the issue is they're doing what they did before to a certain extent. Maybe not. Maybe the quality isn't quite there, but they're doing what they did before, but now there's expectations.
I just
and that's where the trouble was coming from.
Right.
When they just showed up and were like, oh, here's that Iron Man movie, it was like, all right, fine, we're just gonna watch the Iron Man movie. Here's Ant-Man, where I found it, because like now it's like, oh, we saw what you did, and now you're just doing this, and well, this ain't that. So it's like, because we expect it to be something spectacular, and then it's kind of not reaching that. So I think that's part of the issue. It's like they're just doing what they did before. Like, here's a bunch of new characters. Here's a bunch of characters. You have no idea who they are. Let's introduce you to them, get you familiar with them, because later on we're gonna do this whatever the fuck. But now it's like, but we saw Iron Man, we saw Captain America, we saw Thor. We know what you can do. What the fuck is Eternals? What the fuck is the Thor 4? What is Miss Marvel? What is all this shit? So it's like the expectations are high now.
And all this other shit. Like, what is this shit? Like,
What does it mean?
like,
Why
I
is
was
it?
doing good with WandaVision, then y'all just took this steep fucking drop.
Yeah,
Good job,
because
bro.
I just think that the plot in general, when it comes to all these movies, is getting way too fucking complex with these Celestials, and it's just throwing people off. And then when you go back to Ant-Man, now you have a through line of what it's supposed to be with the Doctor Strange. Even though it wasn't that great, you knew where it was going. WandaVision with the multiverse, you know where it was going.
Right.
But with all these other shows and movies that's coming out, that's sidetracking, doing side quests and shit, it's confusing everybody. That's what I
Side
think.
quest was funny.
Yeah, for real, it's confusing people.
Like I don't see what, like, to me the shows should be, in my opinion, the shows should be like like a bridge, like between the movies, like, you know, a couple of stepping stones.
That's what you thought they were gonna be.
Yeah, and honestly, man, look, because I know a couple of actors that were in She-Hulk, so I in no way, shape, or form are going to shit on their performances because I watched it for them. But as a whole, forget the CG and all that shit. Like, She-Hulk just made zero sense to me and where it fits. Like, to me, it was like, how is this contributing to, you know? I get Loki, I get WandaVision,
Yeah.
I even get Falcon and Winter Soldier. I even know like that. I even get that, but you know, even Hawkeye, it's like all that stuff is like, I get it. You could take stuff from there and you could see where it matches up.
Where they're going with it.
She-Hulk, I was just like, where's she fitting?
I think it's a money play. At the end
It's
of
a
the
little
day.
bit of that also, but I think, I don't know. So with She-Hulk, I think
it's how many characters can we capitalize off and make money off of.
At this point.
there's a little bit of that.
So we're just gonna throw randoms out there, like, all right.
But it wasn't like that in the phase that everybody that got everybody to
well,
Marvel with.
yeah.
Well, like
Yeah.
Iron Man, it's like you didn't feel like, oh, they just trying to get money. Like, you literally was like, I ain't watching this till I watch the last one, because it was almost like you were watching
You needed it.
2-hour
That's our
episodics.
fault though.
Yeah, a little bit.
I feel like that's the fans' fault from what Disney and Marvel's doing. At
Oh,
this
you think
point.
we gassed it up too much?
Like, we told that girl she was pretty all the time, and now she think that she can do whatever.
Now she got big hands.
No, I like it. I get it. I mean,
yeah.
that makes sense.
Like,
that
she
makes
thinks she can
sense.
do anything and it won't be corny. Like, nah, I'm pretty. I got this. Nah, like, nah, everybody fuck with me.
Yeah, I don't know.
Like, nah, bitch, you corny.
I think
that makes sense.
I think She-Hulk was, for me, at least for me in my head, the way I rationalize it, they were showing that this world now is a world that is just populated with people with different abilities in a wide scale way, to the point where they got lawyers and they got support groups and there's a bunch of dudes who just got powers, and they just like this. Before, it's not just these 6 people all have powers and then this is the story with these 6 people in the little branch. It's like this whole world got everything. It's we got this people over here, this over here, this over here. So I think, to me, it was establishing that. And then and then in the background was sprinkling in some Hulk stuff. Because obviously at the end of it,
Motherfucker, Salt
made the Hulk in there. Because I mean, spoiled for the show, whatever, fuck it, you should have watched it.
yeah.
At this point,
His son shows up or whatever at the end of it. And even that
Then
wasn't.
you gotta explain that.
Yeah. and
man.
granted, right, it's like, okay, this is
the world you was on.
it's a
What
bunch
you
of shit
was
just
doing. We know
happening.
you was fucking.
Who did he
What else
fuck,
you was
though?
doing on that world?
when he was on Sakaar.
Who did he fuck?
We don't know.
He had to have.
He was Hulk
So
for
when a
like,
man and
for
woman
like 3
like each
years.
other,
Yeah.
I'm saying, who exactly did he fuck?
I don't know.
A chick with a strong box.
Probably.
hey,
Because
listen.
from what I know, Hulk can't just fuck anybody. Like,
Yeah.
But this is conscious Hulk. This is smart Hulk.
Nah, well, smart. He was like a 5-year-old smart.
He still got radiation. He can give people cancer.
Yeah.
But it was on an alien planet.
Okay, when he arrived in She-Hulk, how far back in the timeline? He was
He
smart.
ain't worried about getting no STD, bitch. You gonna get cancer.
No.
Smart Hulk, I feel like knows how to use his dick.
Nah, it was a smart Hulk. I'm pretty sure it was when he was
On the planet.
Is it
Ragnarok?
It's Ragnarok?
Yeah, Ragnarok.
Yeah.
Hulk. I'm pretty sure it's Ragnarok.
Oh, they
Hulk.
got hit with papers?
Yeah.
Oh, you the pappy?
Yeah.
Galaxy. Yo, you know how serious she want child support? She done from worlds away served your ass with some paper.
Yo,
From
how you get
worlds away.
served from Neptune, nigga? That's crazy.
Yeah,
Served from Kepler 22.
I mean, as far as granted, we don't fucking know because they just like, oh shit, here's a son.
Man, somebody get Kevin Feige on the line real
He
quick.
had a Drake hairline and shit.
Yeah, I hate it. Yeah. I don't love. Yeah, I don't love design. Yeah, listen,
this, man?
listen. They're not. I don't know.
Bruh.
I'm gonna give them a little more. Like I know. I think once I get to like the Marvels or something or whatever comes after the Marvels, and it's like it's still a little wonky. I don't know. It's just
How would you guys feel about them reintroducing Anna Paquin and doing Rogue Justice since we now understand? Now we got the Miss Marvel, history.
not her.
Yeah,
I like Anna Paquin. I have no beef with Anna Paquin. Just I think they could probably find someone else to do that.
Right.
Now.
Say younger. That's cool.
Hey, you say
that, though.
Hey, listen. I don't know if y'all know if you seen Anna Paquin's body recently.
Listen.
Hey, she still got it.
Listen, Suki can still get the
Suck it.
Chris, I want to ask you a question, right? Taking it back to Everything Everywhere, right? In the snub of Angela Bassett, right? Do actors care about awards?
Yes.
Okay.
What type of
100%.
awards?
Well,
So, I mean, like,
well, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Yeah.
I mean, like, when it comes, because they related this a lot to music, right? So that year that Macklemore won the Grammy over Kendrick Lamar, and,
Right.
and Kendrick Lamar clearly had the better album when
Right.
it comes to hip hop fans, across the board, right?
Right,
But
right.
Macklemore was more of a pop success, so he appealed to middle America all
They
over
said
the
he
world.
was white.
He was a worldwide success, but Kendrick Lamar was like the purest hip hop album to come out that year, right? And then with Angela Bassett, we know her resume, everyone loves her, we know what she do when she get on screen, but then she doesn't get this award. Does that like diminish what we know her from? Like, do awards really
Okay. I see what you're
fucking
saying.
matter? Like at the end of the day, like when we know you're okay, so you didn't win this award, right? You still Angela Bassett. Like we still know you. Like who gives a fuck about what this panel of whoever the fuck chose this shit?
Let me ask you this. So, and I think this will answer your question. You, everybody in here. I mean, obviously, whether you die hard or not, we all know hoops. We understand hoops. We understand the
Right.
NBA. Do you think that John Stockton is an all-time great?
For what he did for his team? Yes.
Okay.
For,
Would you-
in the grand scheme of things, I don't think no white player is better than any black
you think-
basketball player out there.
No. I got you. Do you think Allen Iverson's an all-time great?
Yeah.
Yes.
Do you think he would be mentioned more in the conversation if he had some jewelry?
Who, John Stockton?
No, AI.
Well, as far as
No,
awards,
as far as like rings and stuff
oh,
like that. Like championship rings.
mention
Yeah.
more.
Because that solidifies like, hey, I was the best for that year and no one can fuck with me.
So it's the same thing for actors. No matter what we do on screen, if you have that award season run and you don't come home with it, the industry, not people, the industry looks at, oh, maybe you just can't deliver. And if you notice, so, and then there's a gap in between that. So, because awards, like, actors really, in my opinion, at least the actors that I know that love what we do and do the shit as craft, the only three awards the actors really care about are the SAG Awards, the Tony Awards, and the Critics Awards. And the only reason why they care about that is because those award nominations come from your peers 9 times out of 10. So it's like, that's your boys telling you, that's like if they had, which I'm pretty sure they do, but if they had a podcast awards ceremony, but it was like other podcast people voted on your shit. And like you guys won because Joe Rogan was like, nah, they would have, the Three Ninjas was the best. But what I'm saying
They
is,
don't like us. We ain't gonna win.
right. But what I'm saying is to have your peers vote on you and be like, y'all had the dopest podcast. Like that's going to mean more than somebody else. You know, a group of old white people talking about this was the best movie of the year.
Okay, so we
you know
talking about a group of out of touch people who don't have their pulse on the culture deciding the fate of one person, right? So if you want to relate to basketball, right, there was 2 seasons where Steve Nash won the MVP over like Shaq.
Right.
Like, Shaq is the most dominant big man we've ever fucking, like prime Shaq, most
100%.
dominant big man we've ever seen in the fucking NBA. I don't give a fuck about Wilt numbers. I don't give a fuck about none of that.
Yeah.
But he won it over Shaq, and Shaq clearly had better numbers, but because of voting or whatever, Steve Nash won twice over Shaq.
Yeah.
Like, who like if the people don't agree with what these group of 80 people, 100 people said, if the millions have decided like, hey, this nigga's our MVP, and this group of 80 say, hey, we're gonna get a trophy to XYZ, do they really overshadow? Like, do the people really overshadow what these?
No, because the fans are always going to watch your work. That's why a lot of actors do it. At the end of the day, they do it for their fan base, so they do stories they want to see. That's not the issue. What I'm expressing to you is, at the end of the day, though, the movie's got to get made, and for the movies to get made, again, I told you, ego and finance. So you ever notice when somebody wins like an Academy Award or they sweep the award season? So if, like, for example, we ain't seen Brendan Fraser, even though he's been doing work, we ain't seen Brendan Fraser in the mainstream really since the Mummy franchises. If you think about it, like, you know, early 2000s, you're going to see this motherfucker everywhere over the next 3 or 4 years because he swept award season. Angela's still going to get her work, but she's not going to get that spotlight like she deserves. If she would have won an award, you would have got tired of seeing her ass.
I don't even think that would have done anything.
No, it wouldn't do anything to solidify her resume as far as her career.
Fucking Bassett,
right?
It's not
to
like
us. We don't care. But
No, I'm
what
just
I'm
talking
saying
about
an
is,
award doesn't validate or invalidate Angela fucking Bassett.
No.
I'm just saying in general. Just look what it done for Monique.
But wait, different situation. Monique was still getting work after Precious. Look at the shit she was getting. She was getting offered to do different type of stuff. It wasn't just comedy stuff. She was getting that. Again, she hurt somebody's ego, so her ass had to go.
Blocked her out. Yeah, she got blackballed.
Yeah.
You know, Angela. It's at the end of the day. Angela's going down as one of our greatest actors in history. I don't give a shit.
Period.
Black, white, otherwise doesn't matter.
But if
she's
she don't
going
have
down
no
as
jury,
that.
does that matter?
Again, so if you look at the compare, in my opinion, this is my opinion. They're apples to oranges. I think Angela Bassett should be getting. First of all, she's the highest. She's been over the last 2 years the highest paid actress on television. Period. Through her. Through that one.
Dick then.
But here's the thing.
Who needs an Oscar? Who needs a Tony?
But here's the
Any of
thing.
that shit?
Right, I get you. But here's the thing. If somebody writes a movie right now and we need a powerful black woman as a lead, they're not calling Angela. They're calling Viola.
Yeah.
Because of the awards.
Academy Award winner, Viola.
And Viola's dope. Viola's dope.
I'm not jacking
But
that.
for me, I'm not the type of person that's I'm gonna look at who's the best actress. But on paper, because they gotta get their money, they're not gonna call Angela's not gonna be first on the list. They're gonna call Viola because Viola is an EGOT winner.
Also, it looks good,
But
right?
her cachet over the past few years is like, all right, so if we got Viola with the EGOT, and then we got Angela Bassett with whatever she got minus the Oscar, right?
Right.
If both of them are equally yoked,
Right.
and we just need a black woman for this role, you telling me
Viola
because
Davis.
Viola got this, and we could put this
Literally.
Academy Award winning EGOT winner on the fucking
100%.
preview?
Literally, look at any trailer.
Nasty.
Look
yo.
at the trailer. It's gonna be Academy Award winner.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Viola Davis.
Exactly.
Academy nominee.
Yeah.
Yo, it's
Whoever the
people,
what,
that shit don't matter, yo. It's like
Not
we
to
know
us.
your work,
To you, it might not matter.
Yeah.
Not to us.
but we're the ones that watch the movies.
But-
I don't give a fuck who. I don't care how you got to promote it. If you
But
say
you-
that Angela Bassett's in a movie, and you say Viola Davis is in the movie, who you gonna go see first?
Okay.
It depends on the movie.
I think
for me,
I think
trailer.
this is going into a different conversation. I think.
But it makes sense what he's saying. But what I'm saying is you have to understand now what they're doing because the industry literally lost billions. When I say billions during COVID, in a matter of a year, the industry lost billions of dollars. So an example of and I'll put it to you this way, it makes sense. So like you said, Angela Bassett, Viola Davis. If you had a plain black poster and you put Angela Bassett on that shit here in the States, cool. In China, you're not gonna get the same thing. You put Viola's name on it in China, they're gonna go see that shit. Just for the simple fact of Suicide Squad, even though that shit was trash,
They know.
globally they know who Viola Davis is. They don't know who Angela Bassett is. Remember, you got to understand, as far as in this industry how things are going now, it's not about your skill set. It is about your notoriety, name recognition. The same thing. That's why, again, if you look at the numbers, Denzel by far, and everybody knows I got mad love for Will Smith. Denzel by far is always going to be the better actor. But
Will
if you
Smith
look
is a
at
bigger
box
draw.
office sales, he
Will
dwarfs
Smith.
Denzel.
Well, what kind of movie are we talking about?
It doesn't matter if you look at box
We
office
talking about
sales.
drama? You talking about we doing Will Smith over Denzel?
Oh no.
If we doing action,
But
I
he's-
can get it.
Yeah.
But not.
I'm not-
He's not talking about skill.
I'm not talking about skill.
Yeah.
I'm talking about
Okay.
if,
All
right.
again, if you
Putting asses in seats.
just purely
Right.
name
As the
recognition.
exactly.
Yeah, it's not about skill. Even the
the
Viola Davis thing or whatever, it's not a skill thing.
Yeah.
It's the name recognition.
Who's
Yeah.
going to give us the money? Who's going to give us a return on our investment?
Because all they care about is, like Bobby said, getting asses in the
Yeah,
seats.
that's
What's going to draw people in?
It's about the money now.
Oh, if this person won an Academy, they got to be good. So if they're in
Right.
this movie's got to be good.
But here's the thing. That's why I said to any real actor, SAG. You know, like he said, if you watch a trailer, they're not going to put SAG award winner.
Yeah.
But you know, it's always
Oscar
Oscar
Man,
or
nominated.
Golden
I just
Globe
had a
Yeah.
movie and fucking Apple sales didn't go up when it comes to streaming.
because of the whole. He slapped the shit out of Chris Rock.
Really? All right.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah.
yeah,
do
he's
real niggas still hold him accountable for that, or is it just
No.
Hollywood?
No, that's just
it's
Hollywood.
white people.
Okay.
It's
Cool.
people in general.
But it's the white people who control it.
Yeah.
Right.
No, I'm talking about niggas.
Oh, no.
Because everybody,
Well, but
everybody in this room gets it. It's like, all right, it's a slap, it's over with. Cool.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
we done seen this since
Right.
forever, right?
Right.
Everybody in middle America is, oh,
Yeah, he's
But you know, you can't have him on my Cheerios. Like, you know,
Right.
you can't.
get the fuck out of here, man.
He's not a household name anymore. You can't do that. He slapped somebody.
he's
else.
tough.
Household name, but
He's
just-
violent.
He's
he
a
just has
thug.
stain on
Yeah.
him.
But you know the funny shit about it is this conversation that you having, bro. We have this conversation in the industry all the time, and there's so many actors, so many of us who will lose roles to people. Like no shade to them, you know. At the end of the day, I get it. You know, you're notoriety because you're Ice Cube's son. Every movie that he has been in, I've been on the short list. Like he beats me out because
He's Ice Cube's
Godzilla,
son.
I was on the short list for that shit.
Yep.
He gets it. Fucking Den of Thieves. I literally was the go. They asked for my availability for that movie.
Yep.
Hey, you're gonna
Ice
be
Cube's
leading this
son.
movie. Ice Cube son case because at the end of the day, if they cast
That's his
Chris
thing.
Greene, it's like, oh, we're gonna get some decent actors, but your father's not Ice Cube. So
So, all right, never mind.
It's a money game, baby.
no, I mean, but you it doesn't make it makes sense. I'm sure it
that's
makes sense to you.
whack, though. Like,
It
what's
is
gonna make-
100%.
This is going into a different conversation because
It is, but
people.
I'm more about what makes the better movie, not the name recognition.
Right.
Well, that's
Just
you though.
you.
Yeah, I know. That's me. I'm the minority. But I'm just saying, like,
No, there's a bunch of people that feel that like a lot of people fuck with that.
Yeah, but not too much though. It's not the
yeah,
majority.
but
not
of
the
are
people.
you allowed
majority, yeah,
to
that's the
vocalize
thing that's
that in
fucked up.
Hollywood, though? Are you allowed to say,
I'm gonna get in trouble for saying that shit on here.
No, but
Straight
no,
up,
he's
straight up.
literally talking about earlier. It's like it depends. You could say the right thing to the wrong person, the wrong thing to the right
Yeah,
person.
right.
You fuck you all over.
Yep.
So
well, luckily, we ain't the right people. So,
Well, that's like when people were talking about Zendaya. They were saying that I seen people on Twitter saying that she didn't deserve the money she's getting for Euphoria
oh no, they wrong.
just because she's not a movie star. But what do you mean by that?
Or she's white passing. That's why. You know.
But they
racially
were
ambiguous, yeah.
they're kind of coming after her acting chops, saying just because she's not a movie star that her acting chops is diminished. That
Ooh,
that
yes.
has nothing to do with
That's a
nothing.
fucking
I challenge.
That has
I
nothing to do with
challenge.
nothing.
I challenge anybody to fucking watch Euphoria and tell me she's a trash actress.
That's
There's
what I'm
no
saying.
fucking way.
Yo,
That's
I've
a
heard
fact.
it. I've
No
heard it. I've heard it on Twitter.
No
They
fucking
bugging.
way. No fucking way. You can
But I
watch that
seen that.
shit.
I was like, am I bugging? Like,
Spider Man.
Yes.
All right, cool. Right, but it's
Yeah.
Spider Man. You know
yeah,
what I'm
it's like
saying?
she not gonna pull out the A game for this.
Yeah,
it's not necessary.
Yeah.
Chris, is Zendaya not a proven actress? Just because we haven't seen her in a breakout movie role, is she not a top?
She's
tier
the
actress?
youngest woman in history to win a Golden Globe.
So why
for
are
a
people
performance.
saying just because she's not proven on the big screen that she's not a top tier actress yet?
You know why? Because those are the same people that swear they know everything about acting and don't realize that if I took the average person in here right now, I could do it with y'all. And you guys are in the culture. I could do it with you right now. Give me 20 actors right now off the top of your head.
Actors?
Give me 20 actors off, men and women. Give me 20 actors off the top of your head. I bet you couldn't do it in under 2 minutes.
Brigitte Nielsen.
This nigga always start with some wild shit, yo. Like,
Richard Nielsen.
Now, the reason why I say that is because if I ask a normal person on the street
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
do that, because the conversation I get all the time is, you're an actor, I haven't seen you in anything. Do you
Yeah.
understand that in the and I'm a union card member. That's not
number 4, baby. What the
yeah.
fuck are you talking
So this is not including people like that who's getting into it to where, you know, to me, I'm like, at the end of the day, you're an actor. If somebody cuts you a check, I don't care if it's for $5 to perform in front of them, you're an actor, period. So like for him, you know, if Ebony gives him a fucking gas money to come and do it, he's now an actor.
Oh shit!
You know what I'm saying? He's an actor.
IMDb nigga coming.
Right. You get IMDb credit, you're an actor. At the end of the day, there's those actors who are coming up trying to get in, and then there's us in the union, and then there's that elite club.
Right.
Us and all the elite clubs in the union. There is literally only in any given year, and we're going through a strike right now. In any given year, on average, there's anywhere between 40 to 80,000 jobs available for actors total. 80,000 jobs available for actors. There's 180,000 of us carrying union cards. So do that math. All of us ain't gonna work. That's not even half.
Yeah.
All of us ain't gonna work. And out of that, the elite club, there might be that 1%. You take the 1% of that. So the 1% is still over 1,000 actors. So you're going to tell me you haven't seen my shit. You can't even give me 10 actors off the top of your head that you know. Most people could give you a solid 7 or 8.
Yeah.
And it's the same ones you see over and over. Nobody knew who the fuck Jonathan Majors was until the last 2 years.
Yeah.
That's a fact.
That's a.
And he been doing it. And he's been doing it for as long as I have.
Yeah.
Well, when I seen him in The Five Bloods, I was like, "Who the fuck is this nigga?"
Right.
And then there was what's the HBO show called?
Lovecraft.
And then
Well, he did Lovecraft before 5.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
He did The Five Bloods,
Yeah.
then he did Lovecraft, and I was like, all right, who the fuck is this nigga? He kind of alright. But then that's when everybody caught on to him. When you get like the mainstream,
And the shit
big
that
look.
broke him out was the role he beat. I'm always on that. I'm at that Henry Cavill shit where I'm like this close. Last Black Man in San Francisco was his breakout.
Yeah, the shit
I
that was
auditioned.
on. Yeah.
I auditioned for that shit. I was on a short list. Didn't get it. And when he beat
You ain't
me
doing no
out,
push-ups, man.
no, he was my size.
Neither did he.
Yeah.
You did not see the
Oh
movie
yeah, I
back
saw
then?
that. Yeah.
Yeah,
But here's the funny shit. When I saw him, normally I'll go look up. Right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, you got to be on.
Like that's a lot of chicken.
No, he's not on the juice. He did
was
that in.
That's a lot of
he
chicken.
did that in a year and 6 months. That's
a
possible.
That's a lot of fucking chicken.
That's
But
possible to
they
do.
also
That's a
take
lot
it
of
like they
protein
might not be
drinks.
taking exactly. They take like HGH and all that shit, which doesn't have anabolic steroids in it, but it's gonna beef you up.
Yeah.
But the point to that is when I find out an actor beats me, I'll look it up. Like when I saw O'Shea, I was like, I know why you got it. Excuse me. But when I saw he got Last Black Man,
This nigga ain't better than me. I got it, nigga.
any actor, look, real shit. Any actor that tells you they don't do that is full of shit. Every actor does that.
Podcast.
Hey, you know what I'm saying?
This motherfucker.
I know y'all be like, yo, they get more
these
streams.
niggas-
How they suck? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like 100%.
Every
Oh, we
episode
talk
we
about that all the
start
time.
we start with that.
All
Every
the time.
episode we start with that.
Right, exactly. And so when I found out he got that role, I went in because actors, we know how to find a real resume.
Yeah.
I went and looked his resume up, and real shit, I put it on everything. I was like, this nigga's good. I looked up his resume. He's proven it. He's dope.
Yeah.
He's always been dope.
Yeah,
but look, he's just now getting
his look.
And then I found out because School of the Arts. I did some shit over there at North Carolina School of the Arts. He actually went there. I had to sneak in classes. I've said that before. But School of Arts is like one of the premier schools of like drama acting. So when I found out he went there, I was like, oh no, I ain't gotta question it.
Yeah,
So
he got
do you think it's the agent that they have?
It's your team, 100%.
Okay. All right.
He wound up. So when Last Black Man, the thing about the festival circuit is a lot of people do that because it gives exposure. So if you get into certain festivals, Tribeca, Cannes, Los Angeles, Sundance, Toronto, you get into some of these big known festivals that producers are coming and looking for undiscovered talent.
Yeah.
Right? If your shit is that dope, it's the word of mouth. So when they saw Last Black Man, which is a great movie, you haven't seen it, you need to watch it. It's as far as acting wise, a good movie.
Okay.
When people was like, yo, this Jonathan Majors kid, that gets back to the agencies, and now the agencies like, this fresh fish. We better grab that shit before somebody else get it. They get it because when you get with these big dog agencies, like the ones that Michael B. Jordan with and stuff like that, you get a package deal. They automatically have the publicists that they have all the people that's connected. So when you get put on and then you start to prove to them like, yo, I can be a box office draw. Now you get shit like how Jonathan Majors, in my opinion, he's by far having the best run over any actor that I've seen in the last decade. Like, look at this shit. After Lovecraft Country, look at his resume. All his shit is bangers. Like, as far as stuff that he's attached to, everything is a banger.
I gotta see that Dennis Rodman movie he come out with.
Man, Chadwick plays fucking Jackie Robinson, James Brown, fucking who else he played?
Thurgood Marshall. But we're not gonna talk
Then he
about that
played
one.
motherfucking- well,
R.I.P. Chadwick. We ain't gonna talk about
But
that
then
one.
he played motherfucking T'Challa.
Yeah.
Nah,
Right.
R.I.P. Chadwick. Now the Jonathan Majors thing is that. Do you think his success is based on more performance or more relationships?
See that. I honestly, only reason why I would lean toward performance is because he doesn't have a social media presence. And so the fact that people are
right, I don't
still,
follow
and he doesn't Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, he doesn't do none of that shit. Everything you see of him is other
Nigga
people
just work
posting
out
him.
and go to work.
Exactly. So to still have that exposure, right?
We want me to go, bud.
Go over there and act okay.
Okay.
Dips, okay.
To be or not to be.
And I'm like, and then he's got that joint now, which is getting some sort of like backlash, but that magazine drink where he plays a bodybuilder, that shit's getting ready to drop. And they're talking about his performance, and that is ridiculous as well. So I think it's more his performance, and then honestly, real shit. Like when you see him do interviews, he seems like a relatable dude. He don't seem like he, egotistic. And it could be a front.
He seems like he hates the spotlight a little bit.
That's what I'm saying. Like he seems like he's there to do it because he knows he has to do it. He's trying to enjoy it, but he's also like, when I'm done with that shit, and I'm not tweeting nothing. I'm out. I'm going home and I'm done. Like I want to just go work on my next project.
White women is at his trailer, boy.
Oh, 100%. 100%.
Quiet.
Maybe hanging with Michael B, so you know where they at.
I mean, you know where they at. Hey, dog.
Keep a bunny on decky.
Hey, as long as he stay away from Lori, he might be all right. She turned it into the new Kardashian, in my opinion.
Yeah, she got rid of dancing, right?
Yeah, apparently that's what they said.
Man, that was a rollout.
Yeah.
Roll out.
Well, they said they mad because they saw him with Chloe. That's why she got mad.
What? Because he's beating it down.
Yeah, dude. Listen. I still haven't watched it. That scene, but I did go. I was like, I want to see why he's trending because I just woke up one day. It was like, he's trending.
That's always.
I was like, all right.
Because man, niggas is perverse and it's like we've been waiting to see what that ass look like, and then damn.
But all you gotta do is go to her Instagram page.
All the time.
Nah, but you didn't see the wave though.
Well, that's different.
Nah, you didn't see the wave. Bob, you a thought. What, I know you just seen the ass and been like, yo, the wave on that got to be crazy.
Yeah.
And was it? Saw it was crazy.
I didn't see the video.
It wasn't like
she's showing the golden arches.
It wasn't like crazy, but it's like, all right, now we got a visual to act like what it might be like.
Yeah.
But
I'm still honestly, I actually went and watched the episode. I don't think it's her.
American niggas.
You don't think it's her?
Look at the angles. I mean, you don't really see her face.
No,
She said it was her.
What they said was, that's what I'm gonna say. They said
comfortable.
They put like a
No, I'm saying, but you don't see her. The way it's shot, you don't see her face.
You don't see her face. You don't even know that's really her.
That's what I'm saying.
It's the cut. Like
It was one scene though.
She had a body double.
I don't know.
I want to say
I didn't watch the scene.
I want to say that scene in Insecure was better than that one though.
Any of the scenes,
no, that was a little too much.
Nah, he was really fucking.
He was fucking.
He was really fucking.
I think I seen the thumb in the ass or something. That was going sick.
That was going.
That
a little
Insecure, and
Insecure
and Power too. I'm like, yo, that's y'all going a little far.
Power went a little old.
Yeah,
a little OP. It's like, come on, man, y'all fucking just be fucking.
Nah, yeah, they would just
be fucking.
Nah, they was fucking like teenagers.
Oh, my shoelace fell out.
Yeah.
Let's fuck.
Right.
It's raining. Let's fuck.
Yeah, a little too.
I sneezed. Let's fuck.
I made it back.
Let's fuck. I sneezed. Let's fuck.
A little too much, man.
I'm gonna keep it buck with you, man. Those I don't see how, like, for me, just having done minor. Like, I've done love. I ain't done no fucking. I've done love making scenes.
Yeah.
That shit is people think that shit is awkward as fuck.
Because the camera is like right on your face,
It was
right?
8 niggas watching you pound out somebody.
Right.
It's like,
well, it's not even that. It's they have intimacy like so it's a closed set. So you'll have the sound guy, you'll have the camera guy, you'll have the director, and then you'll have the intimacy coordinator. Usually,
wait, there's an intimacy coordinator.
You gotta make sure shit is above board, dog.
They just started doing that because of the whole Me Too thing.
Yeah,
You gonna feel this shit through this sock.
Right.
Was it the Merkin?
Give a fuck what you talking about.
Oh Jesus,
man. See this.
My shit going.
That's the type of movies. That's the type of movies you trying to do, huh?
that's crazy.
I mean, in this.
Bow, bow, bow.
Do I want to? Nah, I'm not gonna do that right now.
Wait, what?
Nah, in this fucking thing audio thing we doing. Yeah.
Oh, you wilding through audio? Oh, you keep still feeling it?
Dude. Nah, I'm not moaning. I am kind of moaning. I am. Because everything that women right gotta do is like sex in some
Clubhouse. I
fashion.
think it was crazy.
Now I'm not moaning, but I do have to do it like a little.
Go,
Nah, not that. No disrespect. We talking about
The Itchwood. Yeah, he got the Office Space in there. He got to do the O face, man.
Oh,
oh shit, that's great.
Before my first time role, it was like, that's what okay, fine. Fuck it. I'll do it. Sure. Is this what I gotta go through?
That shit was funny. I was listening to because I couldn't hop on immediately, and I was listening to the table read, but I was able to listen to it because I was driving, and I was like, that scene came up, and I was like, oh, this is Dom's character. I was like, oh, yeah. Wow. I had to put my shit on mute. I was like, oh. Okay.
I don't want to know you like that, dog.
Yeah, I was like,
This nigga's getting his own Mario on. Going, oh.
I'm gonna just let you live.
That may be the last one I got.
Wait till it come up. Whatever. Well, speaking of that, like Chris, what made you take that role?
Which one?
The one we doing, the one like the whole voice acting thing, this whole episodic voice thing.
Man, when I look at something that to me it's just got to be. I got to tell somebody spend some time on it. You know what I'm saying? And you could tell it's very personal to her. Like when she was talking, and I had to call her afterwards. So after I got the script and you linked us up, I called her and I just wanted to like, yo, so tell me why? Why did you like to do this? And you could tell she was just real passionate about it, man. So I was like, all right, you know, I can rock with it, you know, because you can tell it wasn't some shit that just put together. Like for her, she's gonna put it out regardless.
Yeah.
You know, she wants it to do well, but she's like, I'm proud of my work. I'm just gonna put it out regardless. She's gonna be shy about it, but cool. And that's usually the projects that do well. It's like people push it out, and it's like, you know, I don't give a fuck if one person like it or 100 people like it or 1,000,000 people like it. And like as long as I'm satisfied with it, cool. You know, and that's why I tell like, you know, you can, cause I don't know, man. I'm just at that point in my career where I like rooting for the quote unquote underdog, man. Because everybody else always gets the support. Like, you know, people will share, you know, podcasts, like they'll share Joe shit. Like I think the only major podcast that I share regularly where I'm like, I fuck with is Bernthal's. And it's because as an actor, like the shit he's doing is like some real shit. You know what I'm saying? He's like, all right, cool. I might share an episode or two for somebody else's podcast if it's something like if the person on there is somebody I rock with. But outside of Bernthal, you know, y'all are the only ones that I fuck with that it's like regularly, you know what I'm saying? Even before I start listening to it, like if I see the post, like, oh shit, that's right, they got one out. I'll share it and then I'll start listening to it.
Maybe
or
you
like
should
while I'm
listen
doing it.
before you actually post.
Yeah,
it,
you might want to.
But
want to proofread.
Hesh
before
might
you-
have said something.
Me, nigga.
Every fucking time.
Me?
It's rarely me. Said lie. I dare you, nigga.
I dare you, nigga. Me?
What do I say? That's
What do I say?
That's much more controversial than what you say.
Every other thing you say.
What do I say?
What do I say?
I want y'all.
I said, don't believe it. If you got mad at that,
I want y'all to let us know in the comments who say more flagrant shit, me or Hesh. Please let us
you
know.
know they gonna say. You know they like you more, so they gonna say me.
No, they like
Hey, well, actually,
you are the Dojo favorite.
I know. I'm
Pretty much.
See, and I know. Suck my ass, nigga. Fuck you talk about and I know.
Hey, wait, I can't remember who started the. What was it? Good juice. Oh, it was you. Okay, yeah, that was you. All right. That was a little flagrant.
That's not
flagrant.
That was a little flagrant.
Leaving snail trails everywhere.
that was
I
a
said, yeah, I've been telling him to stop saying that for at least 4 episodes. Keep saying it.
It's
yo.
funny.
It's fucking wild. Somebody dragging their pussy across somebody's something.
One time to stop doing it.
They don't be doing it.
Where you be at?
Oh God.
You know what, dog? Yo, my man. Come back. Yeah. What I'm talking about, man. Wait, pour you a drink. My man.
Oh God.
My man getting stale. shit on the
But see, that's what I'm saying. It's a type, but
why you can't
it's
do those
real
folks.
shit though.
Yeah.
You gotta support real shit, man. Because some of these other joints, they be chopping down and fucking. They be trying to be PC. I think. I guess that's what it is for me. Is like, you know, I get it. There's some shit that even I'm like,
Probably
oh,
don't.
that might be offensive. You know what I mean? But you can't be PC
I'm
on
seeing your
everything
beard
though.
growing in too.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna say shit. Wait. My man.
Sometimes I be trying to tone it down, but you'll see it sometimes. But a lot of times I gotta let out a curse word just to give a point across.
Right.
Yeah, it's the same thing with you.
Right.
Yeah, you could be diplomatic with it, but
Yeah.
sometimes you just let it fly.
It's gotta be. But I think people understand the difference in between authenticity and when somebody's like faking it.
Yeah.
I think that's the thing about, like you asked earlier, Don, about Majors. It's like when you see his interviews, you could tell like it's something about it where it just seems authentic. Like he don't seem like he's giving a Hollywood bullshit interview. You know what I'm saying? Where it's like, oh, you know, well, I really just love people.
Yeah, he's not giving a shot.
Come on, dog.
You know
what
the
I'm
shot go. Yo, it's a great way to play ball. Throw it past it.
That's a
later
great
up.
question.
Like
Yeah, no, he just seems like a
Right.
like a
Not
cool,
calculated.
Yeah, he seems like a cool, eccentric kind of
media
guy.
trained.
Like, yeah,
Right. Don't say this, don't say that. Keep it
Nah,
here.
he's
Like,
right.
things like that. Just let it
Right.
loose.
And I think you get to a point too where you realize it's like, yo, the people that are for you, they're not.
Yeah.
They're not. And if that's not your fan base, then they're not gonna rock with you regardless. You know what I'm saying?
The thing I like about Jonathan Majors is that I feel like he can do everything. Like he can do the serious, he can do the dramatic, he can do the comedy, he can do like everything. Like he's kind of like Zendaya. So I feel like if Kevin Hart actually does that Harlem Nights remake, that
Oh,
I think that they're supposed. Well, I don't know if they're gonna. No, what was it? Harlem Nights? What was it?
No, it was Uptown Saturday Night.
Uptown Saturday
Okay.
that he was doing with Chadwick Boseman. Then he passed away. I don't know if he's still doing it or not. But I think if he does do it, he should include them too, because you can get some real serious
Acting.
and comedic. Like, you can get like a fucking clinic on
Yeah.
acting,
Right.
and shit.
Yeah, that's why I tell people, like, and people think it's shade, you know, and again, it's not. You know, I have no ill will toward, you know, Denzel's son. What's his name? Washington. David. John David.
Washington.
I have no ill will towards John David,
Yeah.
but at the end of the day, and it's not because I'm trying to compare him to his father. It's not. It's solely on the fact of, I think, in my opinion, they should have cast another actor that can carry their weight against Zendaya and Malcolm.
Oh, and
Marie.
Malcolm Marie.
She was dragging his ass across the
Yeah.
concrete, and you could tell it wasn't like it would have been a different performance had it been somebody else. And again, this is not shitting on the brother. It's like, all right, cool, yo. Like, I hear he's killing on stage right now doing piano lesson, which is great. I think he should have did stage first, but right, like when you watch them, it's like varsity versus JV. Like, she is dragging his ass across the fucking screen, like holding him up.
Yeah.
I didn't think he was good in Tenet.
You didn't?
But
I didn't think he was
Tenet
gonna
is
do it.
also like it's that type of movie. I'm like, you really ain't got to bring no acting chops. to
Yeah,
that
but he was a
movie.
little monotone.
But I get what
in
you're
it.
saying. I get what you're saying.
Like,
yeah.
it was a little monotone.
Chris, another question.
Oh, shoot, but he about to get me fucked. By the way,
I mean,
to
y'all
my
already
to my
fucked yourself.
team,
It's cool.
to my team of representatives, I'll go back to taking Thug number one because I'm gonna have to. At this point.
Do you think that a lot of these actors that are offspring of more successful actors get that because it's like a trade-off where it was like, oh, I cast your son or your daughter in this, then maybe your dad or your mama help me out in this movie when I do it, type of thing. It's like a favor for a favor.
Like I said, and I'm. You can call it arrogance all you want to. I'm confident in my ability. I know what I can do on screen. I've had senior actors that we all know and that we respect give me my fucking kudos. Like, yo, you're dope. That's why I tell people, like, it's not braggadocious. People really haven't been able to see what I can do yet. Like, even they talk about, oh, what you did, Dahmer. I'm like, Dahmer was like a small taste. Like, if you knew how quickly I turned around that audition, and it's been like, even the director was like, you did that shit in how long? That's fucking crazy. We had actors here that couldn't do that shit in 3 days.
Yeah.
And I was like, because I'm that fucking good. But I've also trained with people who have trained some of the best. So I take that shit seriously. To that point, what you're saying, I know for a fact O'Shea's not a better actor than me. The only reason why he got them shits over me, 100%,
Who's Pop?
is because of his pops. If you would have put both of us in the room and had the director in there with us, no way you would have fucking seen him on screen. All those roles would have been mine, 100%. It's just that's why they have the thing in Hollywood. It's like the nepotism, the thing in Hollywood right now, which is why people are saying why Jamie Lee Curtis got it is because her parents were Hollywood. It's been so long, blah 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 blah. I fully think that plays a factor. And don't get it twisted if you think I'm not gonna do that shit. Let me fuck around and blow up. My daughter's not gonna have to audition for shit.
Oh yeah.
100%.
She got it
real.
right now.
Done.
Now, because of that, are you starting to write your own shit? Like, do you write your own script?
I've been doing that. I'm very particular about the stuff I put out. Like when you guys see me put out my own stuff, it's because it's willy nilly on this strength of just we got people here and it's done. Like but I'm also bad about social media because you guys see I don't promote my shit like that. Like I just started like when I cleaned my Instagram page out. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna start putting my real shit up. It's amazing how many people are like, oh, I didn't even know you were in that.
Yeah.
Because I don't, and that's on me because I don't promote. I don't promote my shit.
Yeah, you.
But like when we did that,
Where's your team at?
we did that. That's not. But see, that's the thing. That's unless you have a publicist, your agent, and your manager. That's not their job.
Yeah.
Their job is to promote you to the people hiring or casting.
Yeah.
for
social
this.
media
To help you
manager
get
at?
jobs, but
Do you know how much money fucking publicists, social
Dog,
media
I don't-
managers cost?
hey, I don't know nothing.
Social media manager.
Dude, social media
I was like,
managers,
ooh, job.
I just know it's three of us and we just rotate posts and shit.
right?
Pretty much.
And even with that, you guys could make some money. Like I reached out to, and she's dope. Like I see her handling. She was handling. What's his name? Forget his damn name now, man. But he's like all over a lot of like Tyler Perry shit.
Oh shit.
Boris Cujo.
Right. No, not one of them. Like he like pops up here and there.
Light skinned dude?
No, he's not light skinned. He's dark skinned dude. He's dark skinned.
No, not him.
But he had basically. I saw his page. I was like, yo, this motherfucker's getting like mad followers. And then he shouted out one day. He was like, shout out to my my team, my social media team.
Yeah.
And I looked up her rates, and this chick charges like $750 a week just to post. But when you understand the amount of work that she's got to do in crafting these posts and finding all this shit,
Scheduling it, putting it in the right time.
I ain't mad.
You Give Bobby $50.
I don't talk about $50. They take you like 10 hours just to do the fucking podcast shit. Nigga.
That's what I'm saying.
All together. That's
like
just
she's
lot.
got
A minute
formulate.
post. You talking about a minute versus like an hour and a half, 2 hours.
What would
Right.
you mean?
Yeah, plus because he's not doing weekly
Right.
Oh yeah.
episodes of
Right.
like
Yeah,
shit. Like,
if Chris just need like, all right, I was in this scene. It was fire when I did this shit. It was like 30
But
seconds.
it's
of
on
shit.
top of
that's
that.
easy.
But yeah, that's easy. But then you also, but that's the thing. You got to keep up with like all the algorithms.
but then you gotta post at the right
You got to
time
post
and
at the
try to
right
get the
time
right
with the
amount
right
of views
hashtags and all this other
exactly.
shit. And it's like that
And
shit
the
is
algorithm
exhausting.
changes every week. So
Yeah,
what worked last week ain't gonna work this week. Will work this week ain't gonna work next week.
Prime example, that shit though. So the workout video I put, I was like, I'm gonna put this like, I'm trying to get back in the gym. I'm gonna put this workout video up and see whatever. That shit has like 200 views over 2 days.
won't be
I put my
Jonathan
Queen of the
Majors so
South
bad.
video up where I'm tonguing Shorty down. That shit got 6,000 in 3 days. It's got
Yeah.
6,000
People love
views.
sex, nigga.
Yeah. It's
What you talking about?
it's that and like posting on Instagram or just social media in general, like posting multiple clips back to back. It's like the lottery. Like that's why when people try to find the algorithm, I wouldn't suggest doing that. I would just putting your hat in. It's like putting your hat in the your ticket in the hat just to see when it comes out. Like that shit, that Luffy shit that we just threw out. That
that
shit
was
just
random.
sparks up out of nowhere. But
Yeah.
I threw another one out, didn't get nowhere near as close.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah, we
just
threw out-
catches sometimes.
One that had to do with like sex, and that did like
Oh, no, that was
okay.
something different.
That, like-
I knew that was gonna go.
normal engagement went through the fucking roof, and then the shit happened with
Horse.
this. Yeah, and then
Horse.
something happened with some anime shit, and it was like, yo, we should actually like promote this one. And then that's one going through. I think they got like 10,000 views right, now.
Right.
Nah, it's got like 14, right?
Well, yeah,
What now?
yeah,
I think
it's
so.
like
Something
it's like 14
something
something
like
right
14.
now.
Right.
But I'm talking about like the organic shit
Right.
that we
Yeah.
didn't have to like
Well,
get
even
money
for
to
that,
promote.
we got to like, like maybe 10 or 11.
Yeah, it was like
yeah,
that.
like yeah,
11
just
also.
off of sex. People love sex, dog.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sex, kids, and animals, dude. Like every
put
time
that
I
together.
see a
Don't put
post,
that together.
no,
Put that together.
nah, we ain't gonna do that. We ain't gonna do that.
So like a Kevin Spacey nut.
Sound like Aries Spears right now.
And this is why I say you say the most flagrant shit every fucking
Hey, listen,
episode.
he's telling the truth. He's telling the truth. Tell the truth.
And I don't fall in for his mind thinking like that, but I'm just trying to prove a point.
Yeah,
Listen,
but
look.
the internet is a weird thing. It's like so if you were to do it, for example, I wouldn't pay attention to the algorithm. Just
Right.
throw out your shit and just throw it out. Whatever hits, whatever don't.
Right.
'Cause that's the same thing I was doing. I was just throwing shit out until one day some shit just happened.
Right.
Yeah.
Like that's how you just gotta see it.
Right. And that's why I'm like, I'm finding my clips. I'm like, all right, cool. I'll put this one up, showing a different variety. But publicists, like, kudos to them, man. Publicists, the reason why I charge so much is because those are the people that are connected. These are people's life. They go to every party, they go to every event, schmooze. Oh my God, hey, let me get your number. They do all that because they know when they have a client that's like, yo, let me get you on. Prime example, people think like, for example, when they do shit like Breakfast Club, you'd be amazed at how many people think those people get paid to go on there. I'm like,
Oh, no.
hell no.
No.
But you get on Breakfast Club,
It's
it's like
exposure.
you about to get a bag
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
somebody
Like
see
Joe
you on
Rogan.
there. Yeah, it's the same thing. You get on some of these shows and these podcasts, and it's like instantly the next phone call you get is, "Hey, can
Hey,
you
you
come
wanna
do
do
this?
this?
And now you
Yeah.
want to do this all this show. You want to pop up in here.
Yeah.
You want to do that. That's just what it is, man. And so for me, I know that I've known that for years because you guys heard me say that about social media star, and I still feel that way.
Yeah.
I still at the end of the day, you can't take somebody who can entertain people for a minute online and then have them do what the fuck we do.
Yeah.
It's a different
Doesn't
beast.
translate.
It's a different animal. But I know I got to get better with my social media. So it's like, all right, fuck it. Then I need to go ahead and do that.
Who's homegirl that was in BMF that just had a bad acting?
Jesus
Young
Christ.
Miami?
Oh my God.
Carisha.
Terrible. Terrible.
I didn't see it, but yeah.
And she said she actually pulled from an actual experience that she had on a podcast.
Yeah.
And then people actually seen it. It was like, wow, that's what you pulled.
I mean,
That's what you pulled.
she needs more training, obviously, and then,
She new to the game.
Obviously, because she's gonna get eyes on the show, so it's like, all right, city girl, we're gonna put her on TV.
Right.
She's gonna play this
she's-
role, and then people are gonna watch it just because she's her in all these
Yep.
other fields.
She's popular in certain circles.
But and then so the backlash isn't on the show; it's more on her.
Yeah.
So BMF doesn't take a hit; it's more so her with the
Yeah.
bad acting because
Right.
the show's gonna move on.
It was like,
But that proves the point that I'm saying is people don't understand. I'm not shitting on these people because it's hate or jealousy. It's not that. You can't do what I do because you haven't put the work in.
Yeah.
That's like the whole what's the trending thing on TikTok right now? If do you think you could throw for 10 yards in an NFL game? You see all the players coming out, well, you'll get fucking destroyed. Do you know how much training you have to get. First of all, half of y'all couldn't even see over your old line. You realize we're like 6'6", 6'8", 200 some pounds. Half of y'all are like 5'5". What the fuck you think you gonna do out there? You couldn't even walk around in the pads. But people sitting at home, because we see it on the screen,
it looks easy.
Oh, I could do that because everybody looks the same size, right?
Yeah,
and it's the same thing with acting. I'm like, yo, if somebody sit there and tell you cry on cue, it's one thing to cry on cue and then that shit look ridiculous. It's another thing to get the Viola Davis snot cry.
And then do it 8 more times.
And do that shit over and over. Like, I'm fully convinced, it does a problem. Like, real shit. Like, tomorrow, if he was struggling with some shit, no problem. I was like, yo, give me 20 minutes with him. He'll come back in there and be fucking Denzel. 100%. You know what I'm saying? 100%. Because it's about getting people comfortable enough to get out of their boundaries. You know what I'm saying?
One time, call me to keep dog.
Keith.
I'm sorry.
Fucking make that a verb.
Yo, Hesh gonna have his own dictionary. Y'all keep fucking around. He coming up with all the words.
That's like
full blown.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
That Jocelyn was already there.
Joss was already. Nah, that nigga brought it to a whole new light though.
Yeah.
That's a real word.
It is a word.
And that's what he did to him.
Yeah. Chris.
He undulated. Rotated it.
So on my other podcast, I asked another actor this, where it was like he lost out a role. I want to say it was a play. I want to say it was Raising the Sun. I think he lost a role to Diddy because he was Diddy or whatever.
Wow.
And then take
that.
Do actors hate musicians more than anyone in the industry? Because
it depends. It depends. Because people can sit there and say what they want, but like you take Pac for example, people forget he went to a performing arts school.
Thespian. That's different. That's a different beast.
It's a worse example, but I feel like if you take like we was just talking about Carisha from the City,
or like Diddy for example, I'd be hot.
You
if
take
I
like
lost
Diddy or some shit like
pissed.
that, or you take like fucking DMX or something.
I'd be pissed.
DMX was not the best actor,
but he was good for the roles that he got.
Yeah. He was typecasted.
We're not gonna do that.
He was typecasted. It wasn't like he was a thespian, but he was typecasted for the role that he was good at.
Yeah,
he was good for the role he was in.
Why? Because he could do backflips and Timbs.
Yeah,
he was good in Belly. That was it.
Belly was his shit.
No, Cradle to Grave.
But that movie wasn't the best.
Yeah,
that's why
we're not gonna do that.
He did what he did though.
He did what he did, but he was not like if they would have said, "All right, we going with him," I'd have been like, "Okay, I'm cool with that too."
Yeah.
Like,
but the thing is, you gotta listen. If you get the training, cool. Or if you're at least putting forth the effort
to try to
cool. Because you gotta look at people and even actors, people who didn't start out doing anything else. Mm-hmm. They progressively get better because the training has to be there because this is like anything else.
Your L Cool J's, your Will Smith,
exactly.
Like, that.
Like look at when they first started
versus where they are now.
Yes.
Versus the people that are just like Jack Harlow type of shit, where he's gonna be in a new White Man Can't Jump.
If I'm gonna tell you like this, I like some of Jack's like lyrics on like some of his songs. Like cool, I fuck with some of his shit. It's catchy, whatever. If this motherfucker can't hoop, I'm going to be the first one on Twitter dragging his ass.
I feel like that's the one thing he can do. The hooping, I think he can hoop. I don't know if he can act.
What? Because he's 6 foot? Or
No, I just thought
you heard him hooping.
I thought he could actually play ball. That's just something I heard.
Wesley Snipes couldn't play basketball.
Okay, he
couldn't play basketball.
He just acted it good,
but he can act. And Wesley was also good. And Wes was also an athlete, martial artist for his whole life. So he's technically an athlete. Yeah. So not that makes him a good ball player, but he has the athletic look because he's an athlete.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then Woody is like, all right, cool. Obviously, he did.
And Woody Harrelson played ball.
He played ball. Mm-hmm. So and then you have 2 actors on that. So that makes sense.
Yeah.
But you're doing this remake of such an iconic film.
So much more.
What?
The Jack Harlow White Man Can't Jump remake. That makes me hate it so much.
That's what I'm saying. If he can't
hoop,
hoop,
Woody Harrelson and fucking Wesley Snipes.
Yeah. If he
now
can't
you
hoop,
got this unknown black dude in Jack Harlow.
Yeah, that's
Wait,
prestige.
who else is in that movie?
What?
I think Vince Staples is in there. I think Andrew Schultz.
It's a hit.
oh my god.
I swear to God, Vince Staples is my favorite human being on the planet. Just the greatest human being that God ever created.
Shit.
He's the greatest human being God ever created. And I don't even listen to his music like that. Just listen to that nigga talk.
Oh god,
it's a hit.
I think on the spectrum.
Vince Staples?
Yeah, he definitely on the spectrum.
Something.
Is he on what's the last? He was on Abbott, right? Is he on Abbott?
Yeah, he
was on Abbott.
He did do a good job with Abbott.
Yeah.
I'll give him that. I'll give him that.
I fucks with Vince Staples.
Like he's naturally an entertainer.
He just naturally like the most ridiculous, but like also say poignant shit ass motherfucker I've ever seen in life.
Because he's not a big name when it comes to music, but when it comes to his personality, when he start talking and saying shit, he's the most he's top 10 most prolific niggas to ever speak in hip hop.
Fact.
Like he be saying some wild shit. Like,
wild shit, but then it be like,
make mad
but
sense.
it makes
But you know,
every sense in the world.
Google his fucking Ray J rant. Just that.
That's true.
I just saw that shit the other day again.
But you know, charisma will go a long way, man. Like The Rock wouldn't be where he was without that shit.
Hey,
You
but look
think
where we
about
got him
it.
now.
Let's talk about it.
Can we? Is that
Talk about it.
true?
Let's talk about it.
I feel like The Rock has solidified itself as an action star. Like when he did like Tooth Fairy shit, that wasn't like that wasn't peak Rock. That wasn't even like
That was
fucking
the beginnings.
yeah. But has he established?
He's considered
himself
himself
so
as an
much
action star, not. He's
Actor.
on that
Is it because we
Schwarzenegger.
just see him a lot? It was like, oh my god, it's the right. Like it's a passable movie to just okay. I could probably watch this again, and
Right.
Rock happens to be in it. Like he's not the best actor. He's not the
He's
best.
not. No.
He doesn't have.
But
like,
I
a
think he
classic
knows that.
fucking action
Yeah.
movie.
I think he knows that though.
Yeah.
I think he knows he's charismatic because you can't. The one thing you can't say, like at the end of the day, I don't give a shit who you are, man. They just researching that, but you know we lived through that shit in the '90s, early 2000s. What nobody better in wrestling promoting a match than the
Oh,
fucking
yeah,
Rock. Like and all that shit. You finding out later that majority of that shit is off the cuff.
Yeah.
He's charismatic. Like the dude is
Yeah.
just good. He was born to be an
That don't
entertainer.
translate into movies because all that
No,
shit was
it did-
toxic and he can't do that shit now.
Right.
But it
Well,
did.
I think
though.
it's different now because he's starting to get called out for the shit he's
right.
doing.
Right.
That's what it. Well, I think, as far as I see, I think what happened is that at some point he became bigger than whatever it was that he was doing.
Yeah.
Right.
And he enforced that.
Yeah.
So it's the thing where, and even Vin Diesel has a little bit of that. It's the thing where, oh, okay, I'm in the movie, I can't lose. It's in the movie, I can't get beat. It's like what I want. It's the Black Adam thing. Well, I want Black Adam so far removed from the thing that it was birthed from. I don't want nothing to do with Shazam, even though this character doesn't exist without Shazam. It's like those little things. Exactly. And then Vin Diesel does the same thing where it's like the character can't lose. He has to win all the time. It's like okay, and I think it works until it doesn't, right? And it's not working anymore.
Ego is the biggest. I tell people, man, ego is the biggest killer. Like which is amazing to me when people break it down because, you know, if you're religious, pride is one of the 7 deadly sins, right?
Mm-hmm.
But in my opinion, I think ego is worse from that. The way I look at it, pride is something that comes from within, right? You know, that's why people tell you be proud of what you've done. Like, there's no sin in that. Like, be prideful. Like, yo, I built this shit from the ground up.
Yeah.
I'm proud of that. Ego is external. When the motherfuckers around you start getting around you talking about, oh, you the shit, you the shit. You start believing your hype.
Yeah.
That's when shit falls to the wayside. And I think that's what's happening with The Rock. It's like, he should have been proud of what he did. I mean, granted, his story is great too. Yo, $7 to come out to
For this,
essentially, you know, move to Miami and you guys, you know, you got to bust your ass and you had to get that scholarship. You could play at Miami.
Yep.
You know, you're wrestling. You know, your pops did it, but you understood like it wasn't no guarantee that you were going to be a superstar and make money. So he, you know, he did his damn thing. But to get to a point now where it's like your company is literally hitting that $1 billion mark as a company, $7 Productions, and now the same thing you say is like, yo, I can't lose, and then you single-handedly are part of now being called out of sabotaging
a whole franchise.
It's
Not
like,
just a movie, but like a franchise.
bruh. Two of them.
Essentially.
Like, cause that to me, when that whole the whole Vin Diesel and The Rock beef when that happened, I'm like, all right, cool, you know, whatever. I mean,
Feeling good. Ain't it?
it is what it is, yeah. It is what it is. But when Hobbs and Shaw came out, I was like, see, that's an ego move right there.
Oh,
like
yeah.
you're taking your own spinoff and as a production company and doing that. It's like, dog, you only 2 movies in and now you trying to do your own spinoff franchise. You know what I mean?
But also, wasn't that part of because him and Vin Diesel were beefing?
Exactly.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying. That's the ego thing. It was like, I'm gonna show you that I can do this without you guys. And it's like, I don't give a shit how bad the movies. I don't care how bad the movies are. There's no Fast and Furious without Vin Diesel. You already didn't have Paul Walker, so it's like,
yeah, I'm bigger than family.
right.
He did have the name for a minute as the franchise saver when
Yeah, he
when
had
he
the
did
juice.
what he did with The Rock.
He what?
The franchise saver.
Franchise saver?
I don't know about
Yes,
Saver.
with G.I. Joe. What did he do
I
with
don't know
G.I.
about
Joe?
Saver, but he'd be like,
What did he do with?
Yeah.
Yes, what did he do with
The
G.I.
second
Joe?
one. The second one.
The second one, the second one of G.I. Joe. What he
Second
did,
one.
he killed everybody else, all the main people who was in the first one,
Yeah,
and
Marvel.
made it about himself.
yeah.
You don't remember that?
I don't know.
Yeah, they
'Cause
killed
I know
Channing
they had the
Tatum,
one with
Tatum.
Marlon.
Yeah, killed everybody.
Tatum.
Started a whole new team.
Retired him, whatever his name is.
Yeah.
Channing Tatum?
They
Yeah,
killed
that-
him.
They killed Duke?
Yeah, they were.
Yeah, he
killed all
died
of
in the
them.
beginning, like the first
Yeah.
10 minutes.
Killed him.
Killed him. He said, "Ooh,
And
Rob,
then made it
Dad."
about him.
Look, the movie was so bad, Don blocked that shit out. He's like, I don't remember that
I
shit.
blocked it out after I saw the one with Marlon Wayans. I
It
was
should
like,
have
I'm
Bruce
good.
Willis in it.
That's what it was.
It should have Bruce Willis in it.
It did. He was in the car.
Yeah.
Yeah, Brucey.
Hey, man,
Bruce.
prayers up for Bruce. That shit is sad, man. Bruce
Where's the
Willis,
nigga tooth?
man. Hey,
I seen it. Wasn't gonna never say nothing about it.
Hey, man. He
Where's his
probably,
tooth?
you know what? Somebody made a good point, though. I mean, he's that old. He probably has false. I mean, most of these actors got
yeah.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
true. He probably definitely did. He probably had like some false shit.
But don't take a video of me and me.
What-
me not have my
what-
tooth.
I already got enough struggles going on.
Right.
Yo, don't
Let my
fucking
tooth
post
be
my
in.
shit.
I want to
Come
say
on.
a joke, but I'm not gonna say it.
Don't.
I know you was going. I know where you going too. Don't say that.
John
Don't
McClane,
say that.
dog. Don't fucking post me without no teeth.
Don't say that. But that shit is that's crazy. It seemed like it seems like it came out of nowhere, but in retrospect, thinking about it, like a lot of people were talking about how he just seemed like he wasn't really interested working. Like when they would work with him, he seemed like he was just kind of off in his own world. So,
Yeah.
but that's a scary thing, man, to see this guy's career and know that he'll never work again. Like the way his career is ending, not by his own hand. You know,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
scary as shit, man.
That's like Chris Hemsworth. Like he
Yeah.
said it's hereditary in his family. So
Family,
he's like,
yeah.
yo, I want to step back and spend time with my family.
Family.
So I
Right.
can't.
Yeah,
Right.
but I mean, but his shit isn't guaranteed.
Yeah, his is out
He's just
there.
like,
Like, he's-
okay, this could happen.
Right.
I'm gonna take some time just in case. Let me just so I can at least.
Yeah.
I mean, it won't be memories for him, but it'll be memories for
Right.
his family.
Yeah.
or whatever.
Right.
But yeah, no, that dementia shit. Like, and I don't know. Bruce looked good in that little video clip I saw.
What, the birthday?
But
The
it-
birthday joint?
Yeah, he looked okay. He looked fine. But like that shit can turn quick because I have a friend whose father had this shit, and I remember like one day he was talking about he looked cool, and then maybe handful of years, like I wouldn't even call it 5 years if it was even that much. At the end of his shit, and I saw a picture of what he looked like then. It was so crazy, like drastic how different he looked, and it's like that. I don't know. I guess once your mind started going, your body started following along with it, and like I'm talking like he was like a big diesel stocky dude, like whatever, and then just fucking emancipated, like just like I was like I
Well,
can't
I
even
mean-
believe it's the same person. type shit.
And the thing about that is, man, and not to be like too fucking morbid. I mean, I've talked about this before, man. You know, to watch somebody wither. You know, I lost my pops at 19 to cancer. You know what I'm saying? And to watch somebody with my pops wasn't a small dude. You know, my pops was, you know, I think I'm 6 feet. My pops had to be like 6'3", you know, and you know he was well over 200 pounds.
Yeah.
And you know, by the time he passed, man, that shit had withered his ass down to like nothing. You know what I mean? And to watch that and to know that that's happening and to see it, but you try to like, all right, well, he's healthy because you know he was at one point like, you know, it seemed like he was doing better. He was back to his old self, and then you know shit went south.
Yeah.
And I tell people, I'm like, you know, you feel bad in cases where whether it's cancer or dementia or whatever it is, you know, you can't do anything about it. But at the same time, I tell people, I'm like, yo, just give them some happy memories or happy thoughts while they're here, because I told my family straight up, if it is a hereditary thing, because I've had a couple family members, you know, have cancer, and it seems to be on, you know, mostly on my pop side. But I told them straight up, I was like, listen, at the end of the day, that chemo shit, all that, nah. If I can't do some Dr. Sebi shit, nah. Then if I know only got limited time, I'm gonna live that shit up while I can.
Yeah.
And then that's gonna be that, because it's the amount of pain that those people go through. So when you see that, it's like we see them as, you know, celebrities, and we see it on, you know, what they let out. But you gotta imagine, man, with somebody in that situation, like I know his girls, you know, and Demi, and that's and shout out to her, man, like her being that, because she could be a bitch, you know what I'm saying, and the fact that she seems to be so supportive of understanding, we gonna have to like ride this out, you know what I mean, and try to, because that shit is just, it's just crazy, man, and it's a good reminder to people too. Is like people forget, for some reason they think celebrities are like immune to this shit.
Yeah, no,
And it's
people
like,
do.
nah, man. You know, they might have more money to take care of themselves.
Yes, they might be able to get a little further.
Steve
right.
Jobs died. I don't fuck with nobody.
That's a fact.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, word.
That's
This
facts.
guy had like all the
All
money.
the money.
Yeah.
All of it. Every
This nigga
type
said,
of money.
iPhone.
Money.
Billions off
Right.
rip.
Turtleneck.
Right.
Still done.
And glasses. And that's pretty much it, man. I actually do want to ask you guys something, because I saw this pop up in the feed. So you guys, for Halloween this year, Gwyneth Paltrow, I don't know if you saw, she's trending. She just got her ass ate up because she wore the quote unquote Dahmer glasses, the court.
Yeah.
She had glasses on that looked like the shit that Jeffrey Dahmer won. Do you feel like, I know you guys don't care, but do you feel like at the end of the day that that's the only time where shit is off limits? Like people can wear whatever they want for Halloween, even if it's offensive or not. Like if a motherfucker wants to dress up as Hitler, he can do that shit because it's Halloween.
I think it depends on who you are, what you can get away with.
Okay.
Yeah, I think if it's fictional, it's cool. If it's happening in real life and then it affects people in a different way, like if it's traumatic to a point where it affects people in real life, then that's kind of off limits. If it's fictional, like if it's like Jason or Freddy or some shit like that, it's like, all right, that's just, a story.
Or if you're rich and you could just like not care.
Right.
But because like one of the British princes dressed up as Hitler one time or some shit like that.
A Nazi.
Yeah.
One of them Nazi.
Nobody cared.
Was it Trudeau, the was it the Prime Minister, whatever, fucking Canada, or whatever, did some like Indian face.
Yeah.
At one time, people still was like, "Oh, there was upgrade," but ain't nothing really happened with that.
Right.
So like, I think it depends on who you are, how famous you are, and how far you can like remove yourself from it, even though it's something that you did.
If you offend 5 niggas on the internet, then it's bad.
To a certain extent, unless you got money,
I feel like
then they can't touch you.
I mean, if you got fuck you money, then yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
That's
They can't.
fine.
That's my point. They can't touch you because then you'll see some shit where some teacher in Ohio did blackface and then they got fired.
It was like, oh,
And now they ain't got no job.
Fucking,
So that's interesting
like
because I was going to ask, do you think we as actors have a responsibility to not? And so the reason why I bring that up, because I was hoping you get to that.
Yeah.
So if, white dude dressed up in blackface for Halloween, y'all see him in the street, you're going to throw your Timbs at him and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Curse his ass out. All right. But Robert Downey Jr., you watch that shit over and over and give him praise.
That was different.
That was satire. That was like meant to be.
But what I'm saying, as an actor, he had to know as a white actor going in, all right, y'all want me to do, I'm going to have to be on my A game with this shit.
Facts. And he did it.
Because you got to look at the actor, what's his name? Is it C. Thomas Howell? I think I work with him from fucking Soul Man. Where he
did brown face or something, yeah.
And they ate his ass up for that shit.
They like Robert Downey Jr. more at the time. That's
Robert Downey Jr. like we knew it was satire for because if you watch the movie, because if you don't have context, and you just see Robert Downey Jr. in blackface, you don't get what the fuck's going on. But if you watch the movie from beginning to end, you see what his character was, why he did what he did, and then where he ended up at the end. But where certain things like the girl that played like Cleopatra was like a white woman, or like the guy that played in fucking Short Circuit he played like a Arab man and he was white.
Yeah, he was white.
It's well, I mean, that's like that. Like
also different times.
It's different times.
Get away with that.
I think now Hollywood has to be more conscious of
the
people that play certain roles, like their backgrounds, ethnicity, their gender, their pronouns, like whatever.
Yeah,
like they have to be conscious of that because they don't want to outrage the people that actually view their movies, or
Does that bother you guys though? Like, do you know going in?
Never give a fuck.
They made this movie, and we have to have a black guy in it. We have to have, because the reason I bring it up, I want to know as an actor who values the opinion of people who actually like. I love the fact that you actually go watch shit and you discuss it. That you check, you actually read these comics, you play these games or whatever. And that was one thing that was brought up with Last of Us was in the beginning they were like, people of course went in, black people. I'm like, well, they're in Texas. It's a majority Hispanic. So I'm not mad that they did that. You know what I mean? To pose to where Walking Dead, I was pissed because I was like, you're in Atlanta. You know how many fucking black people
Everybody
in
black.
And you got one black guy.
But
they've been gay and black.
But it's just, it's Atlanta in the apocalypse. So it's like, all right.
What do you think?
The zombies wasn't even black. The zombies wasn't even black.
Yeah. When you turn into a clicker or you turn into some other shit, what does your race have to do with how bad you gonna bite me?
No, they were saying as far as like the survivors, like with Last of Us, it was like, okay.
The last thing I saw niggas get mad about that I remember that gave a big internet backlash was Zoe Saldana when she played Nina Simone. That was the only
But that
thing
made sense. That made sense. Because you had to get a prosthetic wide nose.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Nah, bro. And I fucks with Zoe Saldana. I mean, I think she's dope. I mean, I hate the fact that she married dude she married, but whatever.
Zoe.
But yeah, listen. But I get that. Zoe Saldana, and I get it from an actor standpoint. I've said this before. If somebody's offering you to play, this iconic. Like if somebody came to me and was like, yo, we want you to play Martin Luther King. I don't look nothing like no Martin Luther the King. But as an actor, it's like, hey, I mean, if we got to do something to make it work, cool.
In one day.
You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, you also know that there's a responsibility that comes with that. You know what I'm saying? It's like there's plenty of other. Of course, I would love to play Michael Jordan in a fucking biopic, but I'm not 6'6" and I'm not chocolate, so I can't play that dude.
Is it about the look or the performance?
Well, it's a little bit of both, right?
It's the. If you can get the look plus the performance,
It's just hard to hit that.
The look is a
Yeah.
plus. The performance
The
is always
performance
key.
is the
Performance
most
is necessary.
You're not gonna
performance
find a
first.
lot of motherfuckers that's 6'6" and can act and look
Yeah.
like Michael Jordan.
Right. The performance is always going to be key because that will have you guys suspend the disbelief.
Yeah.
If I can get it, like for example, you know, it was a plus for Will because he was in the ballpark. They made him look close enough to Ali. He worked on the voice and then he could act. All right, cool. Denzel looks nothing like Malcolm,
For real.
No.
but killed that shit.
Yeah.
So, you know, it depends on the actor.
Yeah.
Like that's why honestly I'm reserving judgment on Majors on Rodman because I'm like he's got the chops. I think
But
he can
ain't
pull it off.
6'8".
Camera angles. Bane, fucking Tom Hardy ain't over 6 feet.
Yeah.
Oh, no,
5'2".
you're not.
And they made him look like he was bigger than Bale. And Bale's like
He's short.
6'2".
He's
Bale's
short.
like 6'2".
He's short.
Yeah.
And
Tom
Hardy, yeah.
Tom
They
Hardy.
made Tom Hardy look like he was a monster.
Fucking Magic Johnson in that HBO series. He really that tall. He looked
Right.
like Magic.
Right.
He acted
Sometimes-
a little bit.
sometimes you
it
luck-
work out.
Sometimes you luck out.
Sometimes you
Yeah.
guys' favorite dog.
Yeah.
It's
Right.
like
Yeah.
yo, you got a role that you was born for.
Facts.
Right,
Sometimes
right.
you luck out, but sometimes you don't.
Right.
And you got to work with what you got.
Right.
And then in that case, I think it should be performance first.
Yes.
And then hopefully look can match, or you can do a few things. Maybe not put a prosthetic nose on somebody,
That
but
is
right, do a
Lift the
few
butt.
things to like get to push it over enough just to the point where it's like, all right, fuck it, you,
Yeah, 'cause
you
right.
whatever.
Yeah, because it's like going back to the Angela Bassett thing. She don't look like Tina Turner.
Nah.
No,
But she killed it.
She was just a fucking great
Shit,
actress at that
Chadwick didn't
time
look
that
like
we did.
James Brown.
She was in the Thunderdome.
Chadwick
though.
looked like nobody he was ever playing. He didn't look like James Brown, Thurgood,
Jackie
Jackie Robinson, none of them niggas. It was just like, yo,
He's black.
this is he was typecasted as the biopic nigga. So it was like, all right, he killed James, we gonna give him Jackie. He killed Jackie, we gonna give him Thurgood. And it was like,
Right.
he looked nothing like Thurgood Marshall.
Right.
Jonathan Majors looked more like Thurgood Marshall than fucking.
Yeah.
But I mean,
Jonathan Majors got a civil rights face.
Yeah, you do.
the memes is killing me though. The memes is killing me with that shit.
Like you know that picture that's going around of him at the Oscars. If they put that in black and white and told me that was like in the 1970s, I believe it.
He said he know what a German Shepherd bite feel like.
Exactly. He know what a fucking hose feel like full power,
Man.
full blast from the hydrant, nigga.
That's crazy.
Shit, he
messed
looked
up.
like
But
he looked like
does.
Frederick Douglass in fucking the Ant-Man when they showed the
Hey.
remember when he had the hair?
Yeah.
Loki was like,
yeah.
"Is that him? Yeah, that's him." Like, come on, man.
He looked like he from deep South Alabama.
Oh yeah, the deep shot.
Yeah.
Deep South Mississippi.
But yeah, the
He done got lynched for fucking white girls. That's what he looked like.
That's a
Oh
fact.
my god.
But yeah, that Robert Downey thing, like the chopper thing will never ever happen again. Like,
No, I
will
can't.
never-
That's
it
the
will.
last movie. That's the
No,
last
so-
movie.
Why you say that?
That's the last movie.
Why
I
you
think
say
they can
that?
Get away with it.
Because people are sensitive, way
too
too sensitive nowadays. Like, and
I feel
that was like
we're
a
gonna hit a mark where someone doesn't give a fuck about the criticism and they're gonna lean on the side of creativity because all this, backlash about what offends who is killing creativity. And it's gonna be
Exactly.
somebody-
I agree with that.
So,
Yeah,
I
me
agree
too.
with that. At some point, we're gonna reach a crux where it was like, yo, I don't give a fuck what offends y'all. This shit is funny. Y'all either gonna get with it or you not. And then the people that get it are gonna love it. The people that aren't, they're gonna protest, rally, whatever the fuck. But we still gonna put out this art. You can't stop somebody's art and stop their ultimate vision. I feel like at some point somebody's just not gonna give a fuck and they're just gonna put out whatever they put out. If you like it, you like it. If you don't, you don't.
maybe, but if that is the case,
And then,
we are very far from that.
But then the person
I'm
who,
talking like 20 years
who
from now.
in history who doesn't break the rules make history. Like what the fuck? Like the person that breaks the rules always.
True. But right now,
You just need one motherfucker to break open that door, and then everybody will flow through that bitch.
but everybody's not worried about breaking the rules right now. They're worried about following the rules because if you don't follow the rules, you lose.
then that's why we got all these trash ass movies that
I don't
That's why
disagree.
we get all
It's
these
gotta be
fucking
a fight.
remakes, these reboots, all this bullshit.
Well, that's something
because
different.
I'm saying creativity has been stifled to where we're going with something safe because we don't want to offend anybody. I'm just saying that when somebody breaks through that fucking door and says, "Hey, I'm gonna put out my art the way I intended it to be out," and you just break through that door, it's like, okay, if they didn't get as much hate tweets or CNN headlines or whatever the fuck as the last movie that came out, like, okay. So it's lessening a little bit.
Yeah, but
and then people are gonna be like, all right, so I can push the line a little bit more. It's like we're gonna get there inch by inch, but we're gonna get there.
yeah, but I'm talking like 30 years from now, maybe if we even make it.
No,
that far.
it's gonna happen like 10 years from now. It's not.
I don't think
It's not gonna be that long.
I don't see it. I don't see it for 10 years. We too pussy right now.
Yeah,
No, these new niggas is pussy right now. It's gonna. We still here.
But we not gonna either.
Yeah.
That it don't fucking matter, yo. Niggas
It
that
does.
were born if you born in 86, 70, whatever the fuck, you're still here. You're still present.
The generation behind us is what matters, though.
Yeah, because they're the
Does
ones.
it?
They're going to be here.
And
We're
they're
not gonna be here.
still 80s babies here that get the shit. We still watch movies. We still consume content.
They're not
Who
doing it
gives a
now,
fuck?
though.
We watch it and consume content, but the content that we as well are making is going to be within that bubble because we
just
also
saying-
don't want to be canceled. We don't. Nobody wants to be canceled. Nobody, or even if canceled isn't
It's
even
not
really a
even
thing. But they
nobody's
don't want.
really
No one wants to.
canceled.
But they don't want to deal with the headache that comes. They don't want the
right.
backlash that what comes with that. They don't want the
There's gonna
negative
be somebody-
connotation that comes with that because it does hinder
doesn't
you.
give a fuck because
it's going to hinder you.
For you thinking like you, there's a million motherfuckers that think like you. Like, yo, this shit fucking funny, yo. And then when you put out that shit, it's gonna be those million motherfuckers that go see that shit.
I think it has to go a little bit more one direction.
Everything is
before it
cyclical.
comes
All
back.
the shit's gonna come back around.
Yeah,
Everyone's
but
been
it's gotta
affected
go
by something.
It's got to go further the other direction before it has a chance to swing
Nah,
back
I
this
don't
way.
think so. I think
Because I don't think we've gone far enough yet.
It's not even 30 years. I'm talking about like the next 10 years. You're gonna see somebody that's gonna break through that door and
20
put out the
then.
content that they want.
I'll say 20. Like I don't like we're not getting no white person in blackface in a movie. Like that's not happening. No time.
If you make it funny,
Nah, I don't think. Nah.
first off,
black
like,
people aren't the marginalized people anymore. It's gay people. It's the LGBTQ.
but we still gonna be uproar if somebody does some blackface. First off,
If you make it funny, no.
there's no creativity anymore. You just said that, and that's a fact.
No, I said there's no creativity because of the backlash. Somebody's
That's
gonna
not-
say
well-
fuck that shit and put out their creative art the way that they want it in their mind. They want it to be out.
Yeah, but if they know that regardless of the see that's the problem. There's people who don't believe in nuance anymore. There is no content.
Do they not believe it or it's not profitable?
They don't believe in it anymore. It doesn't matter what your intent was or what you were trying to attempt. You did this thing.
Yeah.
You put a white person in blackface. I don't give a fuck if in the movie Tropic Thunder, the point was that the character that Robert Downey Jr. is playing is so crazy. He's such a method. He's Daniel Day-Lewis.
Right.
So much to to the point
Not
where
lying.
he's going to paint his face black to play a black person. Like that's the context of that is like this person is so far removed of what is sane and normal that a white person is gonna put blackface on. Like but no one's gonna care about the context and be like, oh, you just made a white person a black person
But you act
in
like
blackface.
the shit that people put out is supposed to be consumed and liked by everybody. The people that are supposed to like it are gonna like it. They're gonna champion it. I'm just saying, if you put your art out the way you imagine it in your mind, whatever you think is funny, satirical, dramatic, whatever the fuck, the way, if you want to go by the 90s standard, the 80s standard, even back to the 60s, if you want to put something out the way you want to put it out, there's motherfuckers out there that will consume that. Just because it's not for everybody does not mean it's not good, it's not profitable, it shouldn't be shown.
Yeah, but they don't care about that. They care about the masses.
I fucking hate you niggas.
That's a fact. They care about the masses. They want money. That's it. It's a profit thing. It's a money thing. It's like, can we make money off this? Can we make a profit off that? No, if everyone is blackballing your movie and Twitter is talking shit about your movie, it's going to hinder you. So they're not going to do it.
It's like they're even going back to like Jimmy Kimmel when he was playing Karl Malone. Like that's the context, but they don't give a fuck about the
Don't give
context.
a
You
fuck.
wore blackface.
Yes.
Nobody cares.
That's it. And even
I
that
think Kimmel gets a pass though because Kimmel is like, see, if somebody's likable, not saying that it's cool that he did it, but if somebody's likable,
That shit
it's
was
like,
funny, though.
and then and it's understood he's a comedian, he's a host, all right, cool. But when you have somebody like Howard Stern doing
That's
that shit,
different.
Exactly.
That's
because
different.
you know, like that ain't no comical shit. Like he
Nah,
really
that's not.
feels that
Making fun
way.
of black people.
Like he sits at home probably and does blackface and says racist shit. You know what I'm saying? Like that's why they go after like like the whole situation with Joe Rogan, he didn't do blackface, but the whole clip they put together, he's like saying nigga for 5 minutes.
That's
Like, to me, I think that's pushing it.
context
but
a little bit.
Yeah, context pushing it, but it's also kind of thing of like, Joe. I wouldn't go as far as to call Joe racist, but Joe is definitely comfortable, with that shit. Like he's probably more comfortable than he should be.
Yeah, he should definitely know better. Like it's not. You're as a white person, you're not supposed to say the N-word.
But you got to think of a context of it. Like those clips that they were.
No, I'm talking about the clips was completely wrong. They did that shit to try to.
But
it was
those
him
things was like
repeating like somebody saying something like this person said this thing.
The reason why I let Joe slide was because I've been listening to his podcast for a long ass time. Right. He's had it for like 10 plus years since like 2009 or some shit like that. Yeah. And like when he said it, people really didn't give a shit at the time. And then like they brought it up when people actually cared. Right. And it went back. You can tell because the studio was old.
Right.
Old studio was old. And most of the time when he said it, he didn't say it as a derogatory.
He wasn't saying like these niggas
quoting,
over here.
Yeah, he was explaining it, quoting it to other people.
He was quoting something that someone said.
Even the joke he said with the Planet of the Apes, people didn't listen to the full clip because I listened to that the first time. When he said it, at first when he said it, he's like, yeah, that's kind of racist. I don't mean it like that. He caught himself instantly, but they didn't put that in the clip.
Well, because you don't want the context. You don't want
nobody cares about the context. They just
you don't want the nuance.
Right.
You just want. That's my point. They don't care about context. They don't care about nuance. They just be like, you did this thing.
Yeah.
You said nigga.
Yeah.
You said black people's Planet Names.
But I do.
He just went to pee and thought of that.
Yeah, just come back in. Like I just thought of something. But I do get before you jump into that, I do get what you're saying though. I see both sides of it. I see the one side where you're 100% right. It's just like at the end of the day, the media machine's got to make his money. Mm-hmm. But what Dom said makes perfect sense. What he said in the sense of now I think you can be a little bit more bold because the way to distribute is so much more vast. Like, you even go back 5 or 6 years, you had very limited access. It's like now there's so many ways to get your content out. It's like you can find your audience. It's like, all right, cool. Motherfuckers on Netflix don't fuck with me because I said some shit about LGBTQ or whatever. But the motherfuckers on Hulu, well, they definitely not because it's Disney. but motherfuckers on HBO Max is like, fuck it, we don't care. You know what I mean? So it's like you got to find your audience. I think the fear that you're talking about what comes in is they want to lock in the masses. Like, Netflix is gonna get me the most eyes, so I don't want to piss them off. So I want to get my shit on there, or Disney Plus is gonna be, that's the thing. It's like look. It's just a look, So you want to go ahead and get that, but I think people can now put out their own shit and not have to worry about, all right, well I'm gonna say whatever, because you gotta think about it. Like even when you're saying, when people are starting podcasts. And everybody's like doing it now. Everybody got a fucking podcast. But when you think about when it was first starting out, like I'm pretty sure even with you guys, it's like, yo, we probably can't say this shit starting out because we want to get ears in here first.
That was first episode. But then also in our first episode, we threw all that out the window.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. That's
for like 5 seconds. And then he was like,
can't
be
do
wilding.
This. We can't do this.
Right.
Sense. I agree with what he's saying. I just don't agree with the time window, like the time frame window. Like I think,
oh no, it definitely won't be less than 10 years.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I agree that it'll eventually come back, but I don't believe in the window.
Man.
Yes,
comedians, right?
Wrap up.
What the fuck? What?
Nothing. Continue.
There's no group of people better at towing the line than comedians.
Yes.
Do you agree? Disagree?
Depending on the comedian. Yes. Depending on the comedian.
Dave Chappelle.
See,
right? I guess the most prime example that we can use, right?
Right.
Yes.
Has had multiple Netflix specials, right?
Yes.
Has offended
everybody,
everyone across the spectrum, whether it be MAGA, LGBTQ, whatever, fuck, right?
Yes.
Has said the F word on specials, right? Has offended LGBTQ in his crowd, right? Has Dave Chappelle been successfully canceled since either of those specials?
No,
but he's the exception, not the rule.
Unicorn.
You know why?
He's bigger than
okay.
But do you know why he's the exception? In my opinion, because of what Domino just said. He offends everybody.
That helps.
That's why Family Guy. That's why Family Guy can do the shit they can do. South Park. South Park.
South Park is grandfathered into this.
Yeah. They hate Mormons.
They can talk about literally anything. They can talk about Jewish people. They can talk about LGBTQ. They can talk about celebrity. They can talk about literally anything and anyone.
Right.
No matter your pronoun, whatever the fuck. Right. But I feel like towing the line for the last umpteenth years has been comedians, and no one has pushed the line more in recent history that I know of personally than Dave Chappelle.
Right.
Where he said he had a Netflix special. Netflix is worldwide at this point.
Yeah.
Said the F word.
Yeah.
2 or 3 times in one
Yes.
special, right? No one. Well, he hasn't been successfully canceled. Got 2 or 3 more specials after that. So him being the exception and not the rule, but then other people following that same.
But who else is following that?
Well, not saying that. Well, not being as vulgar as him, but like
And
just
that
towing the
right
line.
there
Or be
proves
like,
the point.
if the line is right here, they step on that.
They
bitch.
get close.
Dave Chappelle hopscotches over
Habitual
that.
line stepper.
Back and forth. I'm just saying, like
Habitual line stepper.
habitual line stepper.
Yeah.
But the fact that people can double dutch back and forth across that shit where they could say offensive shit and they could come right back, or they could say some shit and stand on it. It was just like, I feel like Dave Chappelle kicked that door in for as a conglomerate as powerful as Netflix to actually host that special, keep it on there, receive the backlash, and still be like, no, we behind this man.
Because it's Dave Chappelle, though.
But okay, so do you have to have that stardom?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, because the only other comedians I can think of that ever done that has been Eddie Murphy, George Carlin, and Robin Williams.
Big
Yeah.
stars.
Different times though.
It's hard.
But even in those times, they
But big
were
stars.
I'm talking
offensive.
about in
Like,
recent
to that
history.
level.
George Carlin's gone.
Yeah.
Eddie Murphy
Yeah.
ain't put out specials since 85.
Yeah.
Who else you say?
No, I'm saying, you're saying, can you have that? And I'm saying, they had that for
Yeah.
their time.
Yeah.
Like in their
Yeah.
time,
So-
they were Dave Chappelle.
So there's absolutely comedians out there right now that do things like that or way worse than that.
Yeah.
But they don't have the what's his name? Doug? Is it Doug Stanhope? How forgot you say it. It's some white dude. He says outrageous shit. Always has been forever. Like that's his thing. Comedian. I like him. He's funny. He's not Dave Chappelle famous. He's not.
Do you think
he's
that
not
Louis
getting
C.K. can get a special on Netflix?
Hell
No.
No.
He was
And
jerking.
as somebody, I saw Louis C.
So,
I've
he was
seen
jerking,
Louis
so he
C.K.
not
Saying
working.
maggot is worse than
No.
a sexual offense?
yeah, he was jerking
no.
and not working now.
No. I've seen Louis C.K. do stand up live.
Yeah.
The motherfucker is
Hilarious.
offense. It's not funny. It's not.
You don't
funny.
think it's funny? I
The
think
skit
it's funny.
he did, like he's talking about like sodomizing little boys and coming in them. Like,
Hey,
what's
yo.
That's a little too much. That's a
to me, I'm like, no, to the point where
Kevin Spacey.
listen, and it wasn't just us. Like, he was like, I'm gonna try out some new jokes, and he did it. I was in LA at the Laugh Factory. He did it, and everybody in there. And now, mind you, this is the late show, so everybody's already drunk and
Yeah,
twisted.
everybody's
He
like-
said it, and you would get that.
In his all right. Okay, this is gonna be a little. I don't want to defend that too much, but in his defense,
Just say
that's
he's white.
no. It's not even that. That's the point. That's what they do.
It's the Eminem effect.
No, it's not even an Eminem effect. That's what they do.
I listened to Rain Man the other day. That shit was crazy.
Rain Man. I know. They no. My point is they take a very crazy because you say his work is a new joke, right? So that's what
He
he's gonna
said
do.
he was like, oh, I'm gonna go through something.
He's gonna say something, right? And he's gonna do it, and okay, bomb. Now his job is to work that joke to
make it
the
funny.
point that it
Where it's
actually
funny.
becomes funny.
Yeah.
Right? Can he ever get there? Maybe, maybe not. It was the way you worded it sounded a little crazy, but the point is like, I'm gonna say some shit. That's why they do these little small clubs. They just show up. They're not. This isn't what he's touring with.
Oh,
It's
yeah,
just
no,
him
no, no.
To
Yeah,
workshop
yeah,
because
yeah.
the whatever he said, and then a year from now he's gonna tell that joke again.
What time we at?
It is 10:44.
I'm talking about how long we been recording.
Shit.
2:38.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So he
Long
gonna.
pod.
I know. He gonna work. He gonna work on that. A year from now, he might tell that same
Special
joke.
guest features, motherfucker.
He gonna tell that joke,
Fucking out
and,
of town
and it might be funny then.
Yeah.
Like that's the game of comedy, right? Is to like workshop something
Yeah.
to make it funny. You gotta say if you have an outlandish thought, fine, that's the point. But then you gotta find a way to make it funny to the masses.
But
And
do you
that's
not
your
feel
job.
that? Do you not feel that? Like, I was doing the stand up thing, right? You know, you're doing your thing. Have you found that you've said a joke when you're going through and, you're doing your local gigs? Have you found that you said something that you got the feeling when you went backstage, like, nah, that shit was super offensive. I can't fuck with that again. Or
I
have
called
you?
two guys fags the other day.
How did? Okay.
Yo, you
People
can't.
have.
You don't do that here.
Definitely don't. This nigga searched his Twitter and deleted it.
Don't bring that. Don't bring that here.
It was in the realm of comedy though.
But okay, so
yeah.
did you get the?
I got
the
to laugh. It's because it was these two guys and they were like best friends, and I called them fags. And then like I tried.
Do I have to bleep this?
Probably.
Probably.
maybe?
God damn.
But then I was like, because basically it was a crowd work, right? So
Yeah.
it was these two guys, they was best friends. I called them that, right? And then what they said, how they met, I was like, nah, y'all gotta come up with something better than that. And then I went through this whole spiel of like what y'all origin story should be, like,
Yeah.
right? But I was like, if y'all two just saying that, then y'all this.
Yeah.
But then the way I explained it, the way I got there, it was like, okay, so now it doesn't make that word that much offensive.
Yeah.
But then, without the point I was trying to get to is like, is Dave Chappelle untouchable to where he can just say whatever he wants and does? Like, do you have to have that level of fame to be able to do whatever you want, type of thing?
Yes, I believe so.
I don't think.
But how do
Dave
we
can
operate
that.
in a world where you have to be this in order to get your art at the highest capacity that you want it to be?
You curtail.
I don't think Dave. I think Dave has to, as great as Dave is.
But everybody can't get that, and a lot of people have great ideas, and we're not going to be able to see them because we're scared of getting canceled, and we're not Dave Chappelle, or we're not in that upper echelon.
Well, you have
where
to
we
understand how
like-
the system. You have to
And this
understand
is
how the
where we
system
are.
works. You have to understand how the system works. I think if Dave did a comedy special where he literally, if Dave did an hour-long special on Netflix and he literally went after the major groups that can't be going after, if he went on there and did a whole bunch of gay jokes, a whole bunch of women jokes, and a whole bunch of Jewish jokes, he's done. If he did that in one special,
He said he would kick Candace Owens in her stinky cunt or some shit. Like he says
but
wild shit.
first of all, who likes Candace Owens?
Facts.
It doesn't matter, but she's
Well,
in that
that
right wing
matters.
political.
Yeah.
That matters.
Matters.
Yeah.
But she's in that right wing political space to where it was like, all right, you still saying something about a black woman.
People don't like her though. Black people don't like her like
Yeah.
that.
Is she black?
Yeah, she's
Yeah,
black.
she black.
Is she a woman?
And she from
Yeah,
Can you prove it?
Can I prove it? If she got a stinky cunt, then
Yeah,
I
yeah.
don't know.
I mean, she might. That I don't know about that, but
You know what?
Is she from Connecticut? Really?
Yeah, she's from Stanford.
Oh, that explains a
Jesus.
lot.
Yeah.
Nah, it's just hard to step where you ain't got a platform, man.
Yeah.
it is. It is. Hey, if you want a prime example of that, even though he's not a comedian, we're kind of veering off. I get your stay in the comedian space. Look at what they did to Kyrie Irving, man.
Yeah.
But I feel like it's just
And the
so-
thing is, he didn't even say anything malicious. He retweeted
he,
something.
he reposted the shit, but I feel like the NBA is just so because they were in
Yeah.
they were in a sensitive time in a sensitive space, and then when you have Kyrie Irving has always been like the, I guess like the
Outside the box, right?
Yeah.
outside the box, like the flat earther, like shit like that.
Yeah,
He's always been
yeah.
controversial in some way, shape, or form. You know, it's never been about his basketball play. It's always been about off the court,
All the yeah,
shenanigans or
antics,
whatever.
yeah, thoughts.
But then when he does that, you know, once one person grasps onto it, then that one turns to two turns to four turns to eight, and it's just like it just became this whole thing of y'all making a mountain on a molehill. Like y'all, the story y'all are making up about this shit isn't the actual truth. And then when Kyrie comes out and says what the truth is, they don't give a fuck because this lie is more entertaining. It's more journalistic.
But that
worthy
goes
or
to the
whatever
point that
fuck.
you're proving is like you have to be of a status to do that because
But he's-
if Dave would have retweeted that,
But-
would have been a problem because he's understood as a
to
comedian.
be an all-star, to be an NBA champion, I feel like that wasn't warranted. Like once they got his statement as to what he actually meant by that, I feel like it should have been over. But because it's news and because a certain group was offended, we have to take it further than.
And then the hoops they made him jump through.
If
You got to
LeBron
do these
did
5
that-
things.
If LeBron did that, it would have been a statement and it would have been over. There
Done.
would have been no backlash from the Jewish community. What?
I don't know if that's true.
I don't know.
If LeBron did that,
I don't know if that.
Well,
I don't know.
league?
LeBron didn't even want
if
to.
one of the faces of the league did that shit, it would.
well, LeBron didn't touch that shit because he knew better. He didn't even
LeBron
support
didn't
him.
even want to touch the Chinese thing.
Exactly. Facts.
He didn't want to touch the Chinese
That's a
thing.
fact.
a puppet.
I know exactly.
But also,
That's what he told.
I think an important distinction to maybe make is the difference between like Chappelle and Kyrie is Chappelle, for all intents and purposes, is his own boss, right? He doesn't really
Yeah, you got like somebody
answer
signs
to
your
anyone
paychecks,
else.
yeah.
He
When you
like
Kyrie.
he just has to
Right.
show up to a club, and as long as clubs will accept him, he will still have a way to make his money. Kyrie technically is an employee, and he has a job. He just happens to have a job that is
And you
telecasted on the television.
got to look at the majority ownership of the Nets. You got to look at
Exactly.
the demographic of that.
So he has a boss,
So it's
and
all
his boss has
politics
a
at the end of
boss.
the day. You can do
For-
stuff
yeah.
once you have fuck you money, once you can't be controlled by the system, then you
Exactly.
can do whatever you
Because
want.
what can you do to Dave Chappelle? You can penalize Kyrie. You can't really penalize Chappelle.
Yeah.
You can take a special off of Netflix, but as long as clubs still let him in, he's fine. He doesn't care.
Yeah.
Right.
So let's keep saying what he wants. And he already and on top of that, he already got his Netflix money, so he's probably paid out just whatever.
This shit is garbage.
Kyrie probably still wants to play ball, so he's gonna play ball to better.
But it goes back to earlier what you guys were saying about, in my opinion, it goes back to like the talent, right? Because when Kyrie came back, and he knew he was going to leave Brooklyn, he showed his ass those last like 7 to 8 games. This motherfucker went on All-Star 99 level NBA Live mode. Like, he couldn't be stopped. He was doing crazy. And then he was like, fuck y'all, I'm out. You know what I mean? And I'm glad, too, because it's like...
Yeah, because they did him dirty. I'm not gonna lie.
And then now, but they feeling that shit. They're like, you know what? Because it dismantled the team. Because you knew as soon as the Kyrie left, you knew KD was out.
Because what the fuck's the point being?
And now we're stuck with Ben Simmons. So...
Is he playing?
So all you got,
he's about to be out of there, too.
So basically, all you got to do is not give a fuck about the system, and you can do whatever you want.
Right? No, you got to...
If you're willing to accept the consequences that come with that.
Exactly.
Because they're going to be consequences.
Because you can not give a fuck, but if you need that money, you're going to ultimately have to give a fuck because you need the money. Right. If you can not give a fuck but not need the money or the look or whatever service that shit provides for you, if you don't need that or you can find a way to exist without it, whatever that is,
because
then
there's people like Corey Holcomb.
He's different.
Don't give
a fuck, but also like, what is he?
He says what the fuck is on his mind about any given group, about anything.
Yes.
So,
and this is not the shit on Corey Holcomb, but like he's not Dave Chappelle, right?
Yeah.
He's not
so
Dave Chappelle.
What major look is he actually getting?
That's true.
Right?
I mean, he has social media from what I know.
Social media. Everyone has social media.
Right.
That's the biggest thing you can have. Right. Is social media.
No, it's not. But like monetarily,
if you can reach the entire world,
but how's it? But what is that putting money in his pocket?
Monetarily, yeah.
Like, what is that doing for him?
They can also.
I mean, that's just you care about the monetary gain because it's more about
gonna have
me not. It's me not compromising my morals for the fucking sake of a dollar.
But for some people,
that's Dave Chappelle can't say everything he wants without it. You know,
affecting his
kids, and
they can say a lot,
right?
But Corey Holcomb
can say a lot.
He can say a lot, but it doesn't affect his bottom line.
But he's not making the amount of money Dave Chappelle is making.
Honestly, I don't think Corey Holcomb money comes strictly from YouTube. It comes from his stand-up.
Stand-up. He does stand-up. He's a stand-up comedian.
I'm pretty sure they're throttling his views.
Exactly.
On his shit.
But then Corey Holcomb gets booked on like a lot of shows, and he gets booked on a lot of clubs.
Yeah, because he knows people.
Exactly. So like I said, as long as he can still like Dave Chappelle, as long as you can still make it into the clubs. So now, like if he says something that was so offensive that they wouldn't let him work in clubs and do all that shit, he might change his tune, right? Because now you cut him off.
Right.
You cut off the tap completely. So yeah, he might not be. He's never gonna go on Jimmy Kimmel and do 5 minutes, right?
Hell no.
He's never gonna show. I mean, I don't think Conan is on the air anymore, but he's never gonna be on Conan and do 5 minutes. But
if you become that infamous, I feel like you can.
Yeah, but it toes the line. It toes the line of, are you infamous or are you notorious?
It toes the line. Is it funny? That's like when it comes to comedians, but, like, just in that realm. Is it funny?
But that funny and offensive become two totally different. So like you said, like example, imagine
it's shit that everybody's thinking, but nobody wants to say. But then when that one person says it,
right,
they live.
But
on
what Hesh is saying, I think what Hesh is saying, or what I'm gathering from it is, Dave Chappelle could be that one person. If Corey Holcomb did the same stand-up set that Dave Chappelle get, no way in hell he survives it.
None.
No way, because he's not Dave.
Yeah.
Dave, that's what he's talking about, the money aspect. Dave has enough money to sit there and go, I can say this shit and pay off.
Is it money or cultural cachet?
Maybe both, but
it might be both. It might be both.
Okay.
Because you got to remember, if the system is going to make money off you, if the media machine can make money off you,
because it's not a Holcomb show,
they're going to do exactly.
Holcomb show.
They're going to do it.
Holcomb show.
Right.
Yeah, bitch.
You know, I mean, that's just what it is.
Fat
like
women don't deserve dick.
Like I think. Oh my god. Wow. Man.
Saying something that Corey Holcomb said. Why am I getting? Why are you looking at me
this shit's just funny, man.
Okay, it's fun.
Oh, but I be wildin'.
I didn't say that. That's not a quote from me. That's Corey Holcomb.
Domino Holcomb.
Dom Holcomb. Domino.
I don't know.
You gonna die, Death Note.
Dude. Have you? I don't know. Have you killed off anybody lately?
Not recently. He's been slacking on his macking.
Not yet.
You said what?
You been slacking on your Mac and Pippin?
Oh yeah.
You ain't killed nobody yet.
Oh,
Nobody
okay.
lately.
Okay. I mean, it might be coming. Might be coming.
I think James Earl broke it though. Oh yeah, he broke it.
He survived the curse.
Yeah, he holded on it.
James Earl said, "I will not go."
Nah,
James
but I think
is getting up there too.
I think it's about it. But if I'm now, it's not to be funny or nothing like that. But it's just like ever since I found out that they AI Darth Vader's voice is like, and you haven't seen him.
Right.
I mean, how old
Anywhere?
is he? Like 80 something, 90 something?
He's probably definitely 80s.
90s, yeah,
Definitely
right.
his 80s.
Yeah.
Sure.
I mean, listen, he lived
I mean,
a long.
The motherfucker's 80 in Sandlot. So,
So he lived a long,
Jesus.
prosperous life. I don't want the man to die,
But you
but
would
if it
understand.
happened, I'm gonna be sad. But it's not like Chadwick passing. Like he was young,
Yeah.
career ahead of him. And again, James Earl, live as long as you need to.
Right.
Keep it going. Make it to 300 for all I give a fuck. I'm just saying, like, it's not quite the same.
But it gets to a point to where, you understand, like you said, people live
Yes.
their life. So it's not as shocking or detrimental like when you see, something happen to somebody who, especially when they're thriving. I think that was the thing about Chadwick was his career was like,
Just
he
start.
wasn't even, he was like not even getting into
just
his
started.
prime. Like he
Yeah.
was getting towards that.
Yeah.
And it was just like, I honestly believe, man, a lot of roles that other people will be getting moving forward
Should've
wouldn't
been
be
his.
getting if it wasn't Chadwick. It's the same conversation you could make with, music.
Yeah.
Everybody was saying like, there's this theory out there that Jay wouldn't be where he is.
Oh, well,
Big
Big had
is
that.
still alive. Jay wouldn't be
I
where he's
believe
at
that.
now.
Yeah.
I believe that.
He still could be Jay.
He's
He's still
Jay
dope.
Z,
Yeah.
but there was a window that was open. I don't call it opportunity 'cause I don't want to call it quite
No, but
that.
that's
but
what it is.
opportunity,
That's
yeah,
what it
but that's
is.
what it was. Like if this thing didn't happen, these other looks may not have happened in the way that they happened to allow you to continue to be the thing that you are. Not to say that you wouldn't have been
Right.
something,
Right.
but there's no guarantee you would have been this.
Right. Right.
You would have been something because you're talented, motherfucker, smart as hell.
Right.
You would have been something. There's not, and maybe you would have even been this or more, right? Maybe it just been in a different way,
Right.
but obviously there was something there that allowed you to be uplifted and propelled into a different state.
That makes sense.
And maybe earlier in your career than it would have happened otherwise.
Right.
Right.
I got one last thing to ask you guys, and it's more definitely in your realm because I'm trying to keep up. How do you feel? Which still ties into the whole Michael B. Jordan thing. Mm-hmm. So you guys understand, you know about him and Outlier Society and his whole thing is anime. How do you feel about him trying to have this whole Creed universe with anime and all that other shit?
How you feel about it, Hesh?
I do not like the idea of that.
You don't like Mike at all, do you?
No, wait a minute. Oh, all right, time out. Time the fuck out.
Hey, Mike got hands. I'm just saying, motherfucking box.
I got a gun.
Hey, we don't condone violence.
I do if you trying to fight me. I'm fat. I don't fight. Fuck.
I'm fat. I don't fight.
Nah. All right, time out. I don't dislike Michael B. Jordan. I can't say because he gets mad when I say it.
Right.
So I'm not gonna say it.
I can hear you, right?
Like he not in the room.
Yeah, you left. I don't dislike Michael B. Jordan. I do dislike the idea of them doing a Creed anime. I was not very keen on that idea.
Now wait, do you think it's gonna be an anime like a like the traditional like Akira One Punch right there, or do you think it's gonna be a cartoon like an anime?
I think it's gonna be a
Unless
cartoon.
it's something he loves get compromised, he don't like it.
What?
That's why. Okay, so why don't you like the anime?
Because why the fuck is Creed to be anime?
It's gonna be like Ippo.
Why not?
Make it a movie or a TV show. I don't
Okay,
give a
so if he
fuck.
if he goes across all these different mediums but makes it canon, what's the problem with that?
All of them. I just me personally am not like thrilled. Now,
Something
granted,
you love gets attacked. You don't like it.
now, granted, I might watch it and be like, you know what, this is actually really good. I can change my mind on that. But like my initial reaction to that is like, I don't feel like this needs to be an anime. I understand that he's an anime fan. I'm not saying that he shouldn't make an anime. He can make an anime. I just don't feel like Creed needs to be.
You don't want to hear
an anime.
Eye of the Tiger while he's powering up.
Me personally, no. That's my personal feelings. I don't feel. Now, granted, it could be amazing, and I could be completely wrong, and I'd be like, fuck, I was wrong. This is really good. But right now, I was like, it doesn't need. I don't feel like it needs to be anime. Now, can Michael B. Jordan make an anime if that's what he wants to do? Sure, I have no problem with that. I just don't think Creed needs to be anime. Like,
Dom, why you got this look on your face, man?
Do you need a Rocky anime?
Because he always feels like my comments towards Michael B. Jordan are more like egregious and detrimental
They are.
than what he's saying right now.
You just don't be listening to what you're saying, but it's okay.
No, I listen to everything I say. I'm
Also,
cool with being misunderstood. I don't give a fuck how y'all interpret my tone. I know what I mean. Then when I tell y'all what I mean, nah, you don't mean that. How the fuck you gonna tell me what I meant when I say it?
I never said that's not what you meant.
I'm not you specifically. I'm talking about them, the people.
Okay.
Like,
And also,
you hate Kevin Hart.
What
and
you
Michael
mean,
B.
you
Jordan.
people?
No, I don't.
you people. Also, I'm not attacking Michael B. Jordan.
Yes, you are.
I'm attacking the idea. No, I'm not.
You're attacking his intellectual property, which is Creed.
He's not Creed. He's
Literally, he is.
He's Michael Bartholomew Jordan.
He is.
He's not the fictional character. I'm not
So
attacking.
you telling me he's not?
I'm not attacking
He's
him
literally
personally.
Adonis Creed.
He's literally not. If we want to use literally the right way it's supposed to be used.
Okay, who's Creed?
It's a fictional character in a film franchise.
Who's Creed?
A fictional character in a film franchise.
What's their name?
Creed. Adonis Creed.
Who plays Adonis Creed?
Oh, the real life person played the fictional character of Michael B. Jordan? Sure.
Yes.
Michael B. Jordan played a fictional character named Creed.
I'm speaking Greek. What the fuck is happening right now?
Yo,
What?
He's not really Creed. Yeah,
His name is not really Creed. I'm
You know
talking
it's
about the
fake, right?
intellectual
did you notice how like the hesitation? Like he was looking like Dame over there. How?
He wants to play these semantic ass games. And you know what the fuck I mean, yo.
Oh god.
But anyway, I'm
He
not
didn't do this
attacking.
shit when we was kids. I don't know what the fuck he learned this from.
I don't know either. But
You know what the fuck I'm talking about, yo.
my point is, I'm not attacking Michael B. Jordan.
Oh
You
god.
are.
No, I'm not. How am I attacking him personally? All I'm saying is I don't want this show to exist.
You don't want Michael B. Jordan to create.
I don't want anyone to
Anime.
create an anime based off Creed. It's not about Michael
But
B.
this
Jordan.
isn't anyone. This is Michael B. Jordan.
But that's
So
my
you don't
point.
want Michael B. Jordan to create a Creed verse.
You would have said Sylvester Stallone, and my answer would have been the same. It's not about, but see, that's the difference. It's not about Michael B. Jordan. It's about Creed being anime. It's got shit to do with Michael
But
B.
we
Jordan.
can't talk in hypotheticals.
It could have been Pablo Sanchez. Well, fuck, I give a fuck making this shit.
Fuck who that is.
That's the
We
point.
can't talk in hypotheticals. We got to talk about what's actually.
But I'm not attacking Michael B. I'm attacking
You are.
I'm literally not.
And literally, you're attacking. All right.
He's attacking the idea, not the person.
That's what I'm saying.
The idea.
But it's
of
Michael
it.
B's idea.
Yeah, his idea sucks. But
I don't care who's.
Damn.
Thank you.
Damn.
I don't care whose idea it was. It could be Tina Fey's idea.
The Tina Fey creepy fire.
Oh, it might be actually.
be fire.
It might actually be fire.
Choose that nigga's agent. Oh, Dame's agent.
Exactly. I'm just saying I'm not bigly hyped up on the idea of a Creed anime.
Gotcha.
Now, again,
You're a fucking Republican.
I'm not. Why am I a Republican?
He said
Use
big
big
league.
The fuck?
That's a Trump term.
Is it?
Yes.
I know that. My bad. I'm intelligent.
It's,
Oh god.
not even a fucking word.
It is when I make it.
This podcast has been brought to you by Black Label.
Facts. But yeah, anyway. Shout out to Creed.
You kind of quiet over here, Bobby. You got no opinions other than it sucks.
He said it's not.
it's just
He
I
agreed with
didn't
me.
like the idea either.
See,
I
he
mean,
agreed with me.
it's not fuck it. It's just like why are you making this? But I know why, because he likes anime. But you know, it's what it is. What it is. They're gonna make it anyway
It's true.
because it made money.
Unfortunately.
They got the yeah.
And I'm gonna watch it probably. And if it's good, I'll be like, you know what? I was wrong. It was good.
I'm more upset about the spinoffs than anything.
Spinoffs
Spinoffs is a little too,
the
it's a
Drago
little too
spinoff?
much. It's a little too much. I see what.
Wait, so what's the other
About.
they're doing? What's the other spinoff? They're doing Drago. Is there another one they're doing?
One with his daughter, I believe, maybe,
Yeah.
possibly.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I didn't hear about that.
Yeah.
Oh man. Yeah. So you don't think it's a relevance to it?
Yes, but you don't need it.
Yeah,
You don't need it.
yeah, I just don't understand.
Okay.
That's not. I guess what it is for me is like that's not the medium that I envision Rocky movies in.
Man,
Right, and maybe so that it's just
This nigga gets to create a narrative and it's pissing me off.
I create. What narrative do I create?
Y'all been creating this narrative. I hate Michael B. Jordan for the fucking longest time. I just have the same opinions about his fucking his roles in this movie. I don't hate Michael B. Jordan as a person. I just hate certain things about roles he plays, and like I don't think he needs to be cast at XYZ. As soon as you say you don't like a fucking IP he has, everything's just cool. Just because Bobby agrees, it's 2 against 1. Now it's cool. Like dog, y'all niggas, man, I'm about to quit this show. Y'all niggas ain't gonna make me the fucking bad guy every fucking time, dog. Like, this shit crazy.
to be fair, it was just one thing with him. For you, it was consistent. So I was like, but I don't think you hate him. It's
So
just
wait,
like-
what's the because
I would have to make a timeline of YouTube videos in
It'd be
a
Michael B.
playlist.
Like
of
they made
his whole
it was
thing.
like a stretch of like fucking. I want to say at least 8 episodes where it was like Michael B. Jordan was a topic in at least one of them.
It started
bitches.
with
And then
Black Superman.
and then I had like some disparaging.
No,
say,
that
they was
I
like,
agree
why
with.
you hate why
That I
you hate
agree
Michael B.
with.
Jordan? I'm like, I don't. I just hate the idea of fucking Michael B. Jordan as Black Superman.
But why?
and that was no,
This
that
is
wasn't
Michael B. Jordan.
No, listen, I agree with that. I agree with that. That's the only reason why they were looking at him
acting
because it was
ability.
Mike. Well, first of all, I'm gonna disagree with it because fuck him. I can get an escrow faster than he can. Let me do that shit.
But Michael B. Jordan had his hand in Creed the entire time. You saying that you hate an anime that he's gonna direct and probably write.
But it's not about Michael.
He's probably gonna voice act. He's probably
But it's
gonna.
not about Michael B. Jordan for me for that. It's got nothing to do with him.
So wait, you co-signed? Y'all was co-signing him being Black Superman?
Nah, I
no,
like
but
it
it's
either.
like you
Oh,
don't.
okay.
I don't
No,
know.
it's the way I say it. I guess it just has like fucking like venom on it or something.
Death Note.
Nah, I didn't want to kill him. I just didn't want him to do it at all.
No,
Yeah,
yeah,
never.
that
In
can't.
life.
But
that
my
can't.
beef
While I was
has-
alive, at least.
nothing to do with Michael B. Jordan though. He's far removed from it. I just don't think there needs to be a Creed anime. That's got nothing to do with Michael B.
I
Jordan.
fuck with you, dog. I don't care what these niggas say. I just don't like certain shit you do. That's it. I don't like certain shit that mad people do. That don't mean I hate them. They think I hate Kevin Hart. I don't hate Kevin Hart.
I don't hate Kevin Hart either, but I am kind of sick of seeing his ass. That's just me.
Is that how you said it?
No.
Okay.
No.
But I didn't say he needed to take a break and sit down.
I think you did, yeah.
Oh
That's
no,
the same
I
thing.
Yeah, I agree
But
with
did
that.
you say it like that?
I'm not Chris.
Oh, man.
Here's the thing. I mean,
Yo, why you trying to stop me from being me, dog?
You know what? You're right. I
Why you
apologize.
trying to stifle my creativity?
You're right. I apologize.
Let him live.
Don't,
You're
don't,
right.
don't apologize. It's because Chris here. He gonna say that shit. He was probably gonna say that shit.
Probably not.
This
Well,
is
like
what
they
happens.
say
I come in here to start. I come in here to start shit.
You're right. You're right.
I come in here to start shit. That's what I do.
Niggas don't love me, dog.
Oh man.
I'm here to be the bad guy.
Y'all listen. Y'all have plenty to go on. See, this is why I
You
have
need
to
to
come
get bullied.
periodic.
That's what it is.
Periodically.
We bully you?
Yes, you bully me.
We, nigga.
Yes.
Me.
You too.
Bully you?
Bully me.
What the hell?
You?
Yes.
Bullshit.
on this show.
Li-
You write in the comments, please.
Alright, nigga.
Reddit, Discord, YouTube.
You talking about my reading ability every day. I'm dyslexic. I bully you.
No, you're not.
You don't know that. How do you know I'm not dyslexic?
I went to
Just because you went to school with me don't mean you don't know I'm not dyslexic.
I feel like if you were diagnosed with dyslexia, motherfucker, I'd have knew.
Why? I hit it.
You hit it.
Oh my god. I'm actually very glad that I came out.
Yeah, me too.
This is very
It's been
entertaining.
fun.
Very entertaining and very fun. It's always entertaining, but
I know.
it's so much better in person. So much better in person.
Oh shit.
This is why you guys that tune in, you don't understand.
Oh
The
shit.
energy is real. I'm telling you, as an outsider, the energy is real. That's why y'all have to keep tuning in to this shit and sharing people. Shameless plug. Y'all have to
If I
do that.
didn't love him, I punch him in the face. I swear to
See?
God.
But I believe him.
Yes,
He just threatened violence against me.
it's not the same thing.
I'm a pacifist.
You verbally abuse me.
You physically tried to abuse me.
I'd never hit you.
On public, on
I said I
camera.
would. I ain't say I did.
That's a threat.
So
I don't
did
know.
I do it?
Did you not?
Prove it.
Ow.
Oh my god. Oh my goodness. Well.
Oh man.
Yeah. I don't even know.
Oh, fuck.
I don't know how to follow that up.
Oh man, Chris. Honoring 4th Ninja.
Oh, shit.
Appreciate you for coming through.
Hey man, look, this is great.
Yeah.
This is fantastic.
Hopefully this project turns out great.
Yeah. We're gonna do well. Hopefully we wrap up early. I'm trying to make plans tomorrow, man.
Yeah.
Trying to hang out with this ninja right here.
Yeah.
You know.
Oh, Bobby gonna take you to him.
That's a fact.
Bobby gonna
Juggernaut.
I'm trying to see John Wick. What you talking about?
I was like, wait, something else I didn't know about?
That ain't know that we went.
Nah, Bobby know where they at.
Oh, word.
No, no.
They mean the theater?
Nah.
Nah, they not in the theater.
Nah.
They in bar though.
What you talking about?
Go wake them up.
Them.
What them?
You know.
You know them.
That's the next title of Jordan Peele's movie.
Bar.
Them.
Oh, them?
Them.
Not they them, but like
Them? Oh,
Oh my.
oh. See? Went too far, man.
Yeah, I yeah.
what was that Gotham Thursday night?
Ew.
Saturday though. I mean they have
You safe. What? That's what you say.
anything else I need to ask Chris, man?
No. We good.
You sure, Hesh?
He's still recovering from his owl.
You sure? You sure, Bobby?
I'm all right.
Bobby said he retired.
Yeah.
I'm tired.
Same.
I've been up since 4 o'clock this morning.
I still have
Oh
this
my
fucking
god.
party.
Yeah.
What the fuck? 4 in the morning.
just-
I got work. I got work. I got a job. I got 9 to 5, nigga. This don't pay the bills.
Yeah, everybody can't act, nigga.
Shit. Apparently I can't either. I'm at this fucking dry spell right now.
Yeah.
And after they hear this podcast,
I
I'm
know,
definitely
right?
gonna be getting a regular job.
Let's be some extras and fucking something. Let's be like Lightsaber 4 or some shit like that.
Lightsaber.
Let me tell you something. That shit, hey, shout out to Disney. I'm glad y'all are seeing that. 'cause-
Do you get paid every time that shit is
No,
shown?
unfortunately, but they broke me off with a nice check for that shit. They broke me off with a nice check for that.
How you bought that plane ticket?
You know what I'm saying? Hey, you gotta travel, man.
Yeah, word.
I wish I did, man. If never
Don't say
mind.
it. It's Disney. Chill.
Yeah.
We need you.
Hey, they got bigger battles right now. The Mouse is trying to beat up DeSantis. So I ain't worried about that.
Yeah, we'll see what happens.
Yeah, that's they dealing with that shit in Florida big time. So that's their focus. So
Fuck Florida.
I ain't mad at
But
that.
not, but
I ain't
shout
mad
to
at that.
Momo. Yeah. So Ninja Vanish. We out of here.